Check out our friends at Iron Wolf Ranch and Distillery in the beautiful hill country just down the road in Spicewood.
Go there for cocktails, live music, and fun times. Plus, grab a bottle to go.
They're family and dog friendly with 15 acres of games and hill country views, award-winning craft spirits. They have it all.
Bring your pack. It's a really cool vibe. There's something for everyone.
Ask for Iron Wolf at local bars and restaurants. Check them out online and social media.
Iron Wolf Ranch and Distillery, bold spirits, Texas attitude.
You're listening to CobraCast.
The cobra injects deadly venom through its fangs, like toxins through a pair of hypodermics.
This is the CobraCast, and here's your host, Bobby Sharron.
Oh shit. We made it to the dance, boys. Please welcome to episode number 404 of the CobraCast podcast, and tonight is a very special edition. I've been wanting to put this episode together for the longest goddamn time.
Yeah.
It's been, I think I talked to Dave about it years ago.
Yeah.
I talked to you about it all the time, and I talked to you about it when
I came on.
When you came on.
Yeah.
Ameritrash in the building.
Every time you bring it up, I have my hand in my pants, just so you know.
I'm erect already. Highly erect.
Turn the camera off. Turn the camera off. We're going to get naked.
I'd like to start by saying I think we should make a concerted effort to make sure that we let Dave talk every now and then. Like we should just
that's quite all right. I'll sit here and look good.
Too much.
Yeah.
But
Old Dave's not going to say anything tonight, just you guys?
Well, we're gonna give him a space every now and then. We'll talk and then we'll give him a short just get him.
You're going to be like, and your input is okay. Moving on.
Yeah.
You know,
if you want to, you can just say, "Yep." It doesn't matter. I just want to know that you're there.
You know, the weird thing about it is though, it's like I haven't talked to him at all during this whole pandemic. When's the last time I actually saw or talked to you? It's been
I really don't remember.
It's been such a long time, and you know, we used to hang together all the time and see each other out. And since the pandemic hit, you know, came close with you, and you've been up here, and you know, and your COVID battle. But Dave just kind of fell through the cracks. I mean, I still fell through the cracks, but you know what I mean. It's just I haven't.
He thrives in the cracks,
dude.
Though. Yeah.
And on the crack.
But there's a lot of people that happened. You know that with me, that's kind of what happened. And
you gotta stay busy.
Me too. Yeah. You know.
Had
a lot of crazy
you know
stuff
what
going
we
on.
did during all of the shutdown, so ask Dave what happens in the cracks. No, first let me say, I know that maybe right now, because you can tell how many people are watching, it's probably one, it's my mom. She says she's watching the show, that I am drinking soda tonight, Mom.
He's double fisting it, as you can see. That's a beautiful double fist.
What happens in the cracks, Dave?
Man, I have done more recording during COVID than anywhere. Just at any time. Sorry, different projects. Yeah. I got way better at mandolin.
There you go.
That's the thing you used to shave pickles into chips.
Yeah, exactly. And I got really good at Wii bowling. I kick ass at Wii bowling. Take y'all on any day.
Got to update
the Wii bowling champion of the world.
Yeah, we got to update the bio.
Well, you saw with you know Dave Comey, the lawyer that rocks. He's like a pickleball champion now. There's a sport called called pickleball.
Of course,
I saw that he's pouring concrete for a.
Yes.
What is it?
I don't know.
We don't know how to play pickleball.
I have no idea
you
what
can't just bring
pickleball
up
is.
something called pickleball and not know anything about it. That's
no, but
Dave, tell us about your life. Pickleball.
Yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is he took up this sport pickleball. Not to digress too far, and he's like a fucking champion at this shit. He's got the big WWE
maybe
belt
he just
on
made
now.
it up. Then of course he's a champion.
I am a champion at calling this.
No, so anyways, I think.
Damn it!
So it looks like he kind of gave up music too. He put to bed his bands, and he's
Once you get into pickleball,
Yeah.
it takes over your life, man.
Pickleball.
Man, I got to confess that, like, we would do shows with them all the time, and I never paid attention because usually you're just wrapped up in your own stuff that you have going on. And there was a gig where I just, he's so nice. He's one of the coolest dudes.
He's cool. Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm gonna go up front and watch this whole show, and they were great.
Really?
I was just like, it bums me out that you say that he is ducking out of music.
But
because
are you
I think some
assuming
people weren't
that?
getting it.
Because we've all had to lay low.
Yeah.
Well, no, he was in. I don't want to get too deep into it because I don't know 100% of all what went down, but from what I understand, he had a band called Dharma Kings, and he disbanded that. Then he was in another band, and he quit that band. So it looks like he's kind of just, not say giving up on music, but he's kind of taking a major break.
Hiatus is the
hiatus.
word we choose to.
Yeah,
hiatus.
Well, Dharma Kings, I think he was really the only consistent member.
It was his band. Yeah.
So how do you quit? He just going to
told
call it something else, but it's
he just told the band it's not happening anymore. So.
I have to imagine it's hard to be in a band where when you go out of town and everybody's like just drinking water and eating a bag of chips, and then Dave's able to afford a steak and
it's a whole different. It's a whole different dichotomy there.
Wanted to fire somebody from a band, but instead of having the nuts to fire him, just everybody quit and started another band.
What happened?
Hey, let's quit and we'll start our own band behind his back. We'll call it the same thing too.
Yeah,
I've not done that, but I've been the other end of that.
Yeah, I think we all have. It happens,
But what's the point? You think?
I'm just asking. Y'all answered my question. I asked if that was a phenomenon that y'all ever experienced
for the past year without you, but we're kind of stuck.
Yeah,
on
we've
this
been.
one.
Yeah, I've been cover gigs at piano bars. Yeah,
because you were online.
I was
for a
off
while.
doing cooler shit.
Yeah, because you were online doing the piano bar thing, right?
Yeah,
for a long time.
and when I started doing that out of desperation, because obviously there's nothing else you could do.
Right.
And when I first started doing it, it did great, and tons of people were watching, and everybody was tipping, and I was like, this is awesome. And it just slowly became less and less awesome, and less.
I don't know if that was your
fault,
though.
As you got better at it.
It wasn't.
As I got better at it, ironically,
I got too good at it, and people resented you.
I think as the lockdown went on, people started day drinking, and by the time you were on, everybody was already passed out and done. And
it's possible too.
Well, I watched every show.
I know. I'm telling you that because I know I did
was
that.
Day drinking, but I was also night drinking. And hating you the whole time because it was so good. And I'm like, why does he never? What happened to the ass kicking machine?
Why don't I have a microphone and a computer?
Remember, I was funny. Typing comments. I'm funny too. I'm funny too.
I think what the major
none of us stuck to a sleep schedule, huh?
Well,
I would literally be up, and then I'd see the sun, and I'd coming up, and I'd be like, "Oh shit, we haven't gone to bed."
My life didn't change at all.
Really?
Because my job was essential, so I had to go to work every day, do the same thing.
I did as well. I thought I was going to get laid off, but because I work for a Capitol Music Center, which is a school as well, music school, but I build and deliver pianos and drum sets. And even in the 1 week where like the entire world shut down, I was the only vehicle on I-35 in any direction or Mopac, and it was weird.
Yeah.
But I would go to somebody's house and like push their boxes into their garage, and they'd give me the eyeball, and they're like, "Oh, thank you for bringing this piano. Here's $50." And I'm like, put it in my pocket. And then once that was over, it was like, "Hey, can you come in here?" I'm like, "Oh, I have to ask you to put on a mask." "Well, we don't do that here." "I'm leaving a piano on your porch then because it's company policy. I'm not trying to be rude, but I got a kid." And then, it just, but everyone was, especially early on, very appreciative of, even Danny wound up having to be an Amazon delivery guy.
Yeah, I remember that,
And then we don't know what Dave did in the cracks.
You don't want to know.
But,
money, Dave.
Delivery was the job to have, but you kind of were, for what we all thought, we're risking every little, meeting up with someone to do whatever. It was weird to be that scared.
Yeah, my year was nuts because the situation with my father, being in a nursing home and everything else, and him passing away, and then my uncle passed away, my aunt passed away. It was crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, during that whole time, and 2 from COVID, 1 from something else. But
have y'all had services, memorials, or anything since, or it's just?
Yeah. I don't think anything's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So it was just a crazy. I kind of like secluded myself for a while, and I'm slowly coming back out now. You know what I mean? Because
how long did you stop doing this?
I didn't.
You did?
You
just did everything remote?
I did everything on Zoom. I think
you were like
was
one National Coming Out Day, by the way.
Yeah, I was one of the first ones that came back in, I think, when I did mine.
I think it was, yeah. I have to go back and look, though. But I did a couple here and there that were in here, but a lot of them were on Zoom, so I became like a Zoom specialist. Yeah. And Jason McMaster helped me out tremendously with that shit because he's a Zoomaholic now with his podcast and stuff, which is great. It's a great him and
Dave.
Him and Metal Dave have a thing. I think Jared Tootin's part of that also. And
so
I
interviewed JJ French.
I know. I actually talked. I talked to Jason on what's today? Today's Tuesday. I think on Friday. Yeah, on Friday I talked to him real briefly about some things, and he goes, "Man, I got some good episodes coming up." I'm like, "Man, good for you. That's great. I'm happy for those guys." You know.
I'm not trying to take any credit for anything. It's just a reality. Like the time that we went a year and a half ago to that Buck Cherry show at what was the name of the Empire?
Is that right? Empire Control Room?
Did they play Empire?
Well, this was before.
They've been back and they played at Hotspot.
Yeah, played at Hotspot, yeah.
But I wound up
before then
yakking with Metal Dave for like an hour afterwards. I'm like, dude, we should do a podcast together because with your thing and then my road experience and stuff and the other, he goes, oh, that'd be great. But he didn't know how to do it. I didn't know how to do it. And then later, him and Jason put it together, and I went, oh, that makes so much more sense.
Oh, it totally. I've been telling Dave.
What do you mean? Of course.
No, I've been telling Dave. I've been telling Dave for fucking years to get something together because he's and Jason's the perfect fucking guy. The two of them together.
Sure.
Are awesome.
That's such a good.
You know.
I can tell that Dave, like he chimes in. I'm looking forward to episodes where because Jason's such a strong personality.
Oh yeah, totally.
Dave's a great guy. He's very entertaining. He knows his stuff. But getting comfortable enough to fight for your equal time is a tough thing to do on a mic in any situation.
I can't imagine.
But those.
I like that up here though because usually I'm the one doing all the talking. You get these people these one-word answers. Oh, so how did your show go the other night? Good.
I used to be
but
the
again,
worst at that.
somebody at some point, either if you trade off or not, has to be the straight man, and someone else has to be the exaggerated guy. So I guess if him and Jason were both just blah, it wouldn't work.
There's a reason why those nighttime talk shows have the side guy. They don't talk over each other. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah. So what were you doing during the whole time?
Okay, back to
Dave. Like I said,
back to you after 15 minutes.
Well,
it rolls.
I told you this is going to happen. How are we going to make sure Dave can talk?
It's all good. It's all good. I want to catch up with Dave. You guys shut the fuck. I got mute buttons
like
over here.
Like everybody else, I was stuck at home for a while, and like I said, I did tons of recording. Just got in my office, and I play in the Elton John tribute band with Jason.
Let me tell you something. I was talking to Jason about booking that over at Iron Wolf for eons, and I really need to start talking to him about it again because he actually called me. We had like a 2-hour conversation about it one Saturday, and he's just like going, "Yeah," he goes, "I'm just kind of tired of playing bars. I want to play some venues where people are gonna, kind of appreciate the music." Because I saw you guys over at Palmer Lane, and I called Iron Wolf the next day. I'm like, "You got to get these guys up there. They're great. They're fantastic.
It's real magical.
It's awesome. It's an awesome show."
It puts you in a trance. There's so many people on stage that we have to play places that are kind of got a big side. It's a nightmare for me because playing mandolin, I'm playing acoustic, and just a couple different electrics. The whole night I'm just like switching. So if we're on a really tight stage,
6-neck.
I really
Rick Nielsen.
Yeah, I really need a guitar tech for that show.
Yeah.
Cheat Trick's playing.
They are
this Friday.
What?
I'm so mad.
Nutty Brown Cafe.
Where?
Nutty Brown Cafe.
I saw it on the way back from.
Open your ears, jackass.
Nutty Brown Cafe.
Get out.
Nutty Brown Cafe.
I'm sorry. I can't read lips from
night
here.
First word is nutty.
What night did you say?
The 15th? Is that Friday?
It's one of the last shows over there too.
Really?
Yeah, they're closing Nutty Brown Cafe at the end of the month, and they're going to move it to Round Rock.
Okay, so they're not defunct. They're just moving.
They're moving. Yeah, that's been going on forever because they're building an HEB where the Nutty Brown Cafe is right now.
What?
Yeah, because I guess
there's nothing out there.
Well,
like
Dripping
that.
Springs is exploding.
Yeah, but the place is Dripping Springs has exploded out there. It's nuts. They're building shit everywhere. Excuse me.
Years and years ago. We played the club in Chicago that Rick Nielsen, when we were in Catholic Voodoo Choir together, that Rick Nielsen owns because Danny had become friends with her daughter. Not biblically.
Right.
Not in the biblical sense.
And then when they came through Austin, they did, I think it was like might have been Bunny's last tour. But because Bunny Carlos is back or whatever they could only play for 90 minutes or something. So they did one album each night, and we got to open.
Yeah, they did in Austin.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember
Tonight.
that.
Wasn't Heaven Tonight the album?
Yes.
Yeah. They did that at La Zona Rosa. They played there 3 nights
Yes.
in a row.
Yeah.
Was that the one?
Yeah.
I went there one night. Heaven, I think Heaven Tonight was the one I went to.
Yeah, that's the one we opened.
Well, Cadillac was the opening band. So anyway, so we're off stage, and they're about to walk out, and I walked up to Rick Nielsen, and I said, man, thank you so much for playing our after-show party. He got it.
Was he?
He
was cool about it.
They were cool.
Well, he sent you his book.
Yeah, he did. My next birthday after that show, like I said, my friend, her dad is like best friends with Rick, and he had, Rick had gotten us on that show, and so anyway, her dad said, Rick, hey, remember that band Catholic Voodoo Choir opened for you? Yeah. Well, it's that guy Danny. It's his birthday coming up. Do you have any of your guitar collection books that you could send him? And he was like, the only one I have is mine, but he can have it. And he goes, pulls it off the shelf and signs, Danny, thanks for the guitar lessons. And they mail it to me. Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty
He
great.
has that.
When I was in
How
college
cool is he?
in Milledgeville, Georgia, Cheap Trick actually played. This was the Doctor tour with "Tonight It's You" that became and still is my favorite Cheap Trick song. One verse, one chorus, over.
Mm-hmm.
Just genius in simplicity, in the Cheap Trick style. But anyway, so I was walking around campus and I went, well, Cheap Trick's playing tonight. Maybe they're sound checking. I'll just walk over there, not knowing any difference. I just breeze right through the back door, past the roadies, go out front and listen to sound check. I go in the back where all these girls are hanging out. Rick's talking to anyone and everyone. He's really personable and approachable and a really nice guy. Robin walks out. The girls all freak, but he is escorted away. I have to imagine it's because he's married and he's told everyone, no one speaks to me, no temptations.
No temptations.
But they kick everyone out. They start touching people on the shoulder. I'm sorry, you have to go. And they leave me there because I'm like, there's only 2 people with long hair in my whole college, and I'm one of them.
Right.
So they think I work for Cheap Trick. And I went, cool. So I just walk up onto the stage, and the drum tech is setting up Bunny's drums. And he goes, yeah, tonight he's left-handed. Huh? He alternates every night, setting up left-handed and right-handed.
Really?
He goes, do you want to help me set up his drums?
The dude's
I'm
a
like,
savage, I'm telling you.
yeah, I want to set up his drums. Wow. So I'm handing him cymbals, and I'm like, hey, if you got some extra ones or what, you don't understand anything. And then he sets up his 2 little combo amps, one on each side of the kit. And he goes, he's been using these from the very beginning. These are his monitors. And
Guitar amps?
Yeah. Or his monitors. And I got to help set up Bunny's kit. But they kicked everybody out because they thought I was a tech or a roadie. And then I came back to the show, and then I liked Cheap Trick, but after seeing that show,
yeah,
would have been funny if you kept working for them, and 10 years later they're like, "Where the hell did you come from?"
He's like, "Hey, where's my check?"
Yeah.
I've worked here for 7 years, and I've never gotten a check.
I just realized you're not on the payroll.
Yeah,
you're our general manager.
Hey, you're doing a great job, but
So Bunny, basically, the scenario I said earlier, they went on without him and didn't tell him. He's seeing tour dates. He's like, why am I not getting my packet talking about the tour dates coming up? Because you're not on the tour.
What?
You know what I'm saying?
That's
they replaced him because he's an old guy, and I guess there was
he has
he has bad
spine
back
issues or
problems.
something.
Yeah.
But isn't?
But I think
thought
he
it was
got
Bunny's son. Is it Rick's son? Somebody's
It's
Rick's
son.
is playing drums for them.
Yeah, but I think it was something where, because I think he's still considered the drummer for Cheap Trick.
Well, the
even though
thing
he's
is,
not there anymore.
There's
always
been
will be.
lawsuits and
he
all
still
kinds of stuff since
he
then.
still makes 25% off that band.
Yeah,
though,
yeah.
You know, it's sort of like the.
But him being replaced was a surprise to him.
Yeah, that's
Kiss
a little
is that way, to a degree.
Yeah, well,
like
I mean,
original members or what?
Well, all 4 original members still get own
tiny pieces.
The designs and the
I think Peter Criss sold his.
Yeah, I think they both did.
I think they both
probably for a 6-pack.
Yeah, probably at that time. Yeah,
I think it was down to the Cadillac publishing.
The one that really kind of not kills me, but it's crazy how he's still making money after all these years is Roger Deacon from Queen, the bass player.
Yeah.
After Freddie Mercury died, he left the band. Right, I think he played a couple of shows for some tribute shows or whatever, and then he left the band. He still makes 25% of that fucking band,
and he should.
Wow.
You know what I mean? He makes off the tours, off the merchandise, of course, the records that he played on and everything else. But he's still to this day is banking off of Queen, and he hasn't played a gig
because
in
of the
30
magnitude.
years.
But I mean, obviously, they're paying a drummer. They are paying a singer.
Yeah.
And he wrote a lot of the hits too.
Oh yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, but it's weird how all that stuff works, you know.
Yeah. I think if you've ever been in the band Queen, you shouldn't have to worry about money.
Yeah, I agree.
You're still making money.
That seems reasonable.
Hey, so maybe for the farewell tour, he'll come back. So, because I know that keeping up with Jason and stuff. Kind of going back to you, I know Broken Teeth released a live record.
Yes, it's awesome.
Yeah,
Evil in the Queue.
Yeah, I think I bought that the day it came out.
I don't know if you're allowed to say it's awesome because you're on it. It's awesome.
It is.
How about
it's
that?
Friggin' awesome.
I'll say it. Dave says it's awesome.
Well, the great thing about it comes with a DVD of the show.
Yeah.
That's the one that...
What are those,
that's
Grandpa?
What's a DVD?
What's a DVD? You can't stream this, people.
See, kids.
D's nuts.
So that's one of the things,
Steve Miller did the whole thing, I think, right? Steve Miller did the DVD,
the video,
right?
yeah.
The video,
yeah.
Did a great job. I actually saw him
I
over...
think he did all the editing, and I know that he was there doing camera. There was dudes just walking around with cameras on sticks and shit.
Yeah.
Am I confused? I mean, like, does he also go by the Gangster of Love?
No.
Different.
I'm sure he gets that a lot.
No, he's a really good drummer.
But some people call him Maurice.
Rant.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he does a lot of video work. I saw him over at Sebastian Bach the other night over at the Hot Spot and talked to him for a little bit and stuff. It's introducing him to people that are, you heard about the Backroom documentary, right?
Yes.
Yeah, well, those guys were there. They're buddies of mine. So I introduced him to Steve because Steve's all into video stuff and he was talking to them. And fucking great show, man. Sebastian Bach really put on a great fucking show.
Was he good?
Wow. He was awesome.
Did he have Brent Woods on guitar?
Yes.
Oh, I should have went.
Had Brent Woods on, but he still has the pipes, man.
That's good.
I was just talking to somebody about this the other day.
Well, he never stopped.
In the last probably 5 years, I've seen Sebastian Bach a couple of times,
Mm-hmm.
and I've seen him just freaking stink.
Really?
And then the next time I see him, you're just almost crying.
Yeah,
because he's doing like in a darkened room and those songs, and he's just hitting those notes, and you're just like in a trance,
weird.
and then you're like, how can you be so good one night and terrible the next night? But
yeah, he did the whole Slave to the Grind record.
Yeah,
and I was just going.
Did he have Bobby Jarzonbeck on drums?
No, they had some other guy. Yeah. I think Bobby's playing with somebody else now. So
is he playing for like?
Oh no, you're playing for like George Strait. He's playing with George Strait.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's this drummer from San Antonio who's pound for pound the best drummer I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, he's insane.
No offense.
Look, I have never thought I was the best.
Yeah.
I am the world's greatest okay
defense.
drummer.
Yeah.
Period.
I'm right there with you. Okay.
When's the last time you touched sticks?
Shit, about 2 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you're not far off with anyone else that plays.
That's true. At this point,
You're only about 6 months behind. Honestly,
I could pull off Highway to Hell fucking to the T these days. But that's about it.
I played one of the weirdest gigs of my life last Saturday in San Antonio. But it was the elite of the elite. The girls, like the 18, 19, 20-year-olds were all done up with the contour makeup almost to the point of being a drag queen with tiaras. The girls who were those girls 2 years ago were in silky jumpsuits. All of the mothers were there, and their faces were so tight that their ears were probably touching the back of their head.
Yeah.
All of the gentlemen were wearing black tuxedos, but they had a purple sash underneath and medals on. The older they were, the more medals they had. So they all looked like Dracula. Mm-hmm. And everyone was looking at the young girls, and I was like, they're auctioning them off. And
like, I got some money, cash. Cash money.
Dave can probably relate to this. You definitely can. I told Danny about this earlier today. At every like piano bar and cover gig, there's one or two entitled people, but especially when you're the piano player, you're singing to a room full of people. You're playing piano. You might even be looking at the request or thumbing through your phone because you don't need to remember or even think twice about the lyrics to Last Dance with Mary Jane. And some entitled girl will walk up and just start screaming at you, "It is Chrissy's birthday," and blah. And there's no way to signal to them like, I'm doing stuff.
I'm busy. Yeah. Not only that, but we've got in-ear monitors in, so even if I wasn't doing anything, I can't hear what you're saying.
But there's one or two entitled people at every show that like they're like singing and playing, and literally like you don't know what all has to happen with these piano players because I'm just a guy on the side looking for signals and talking about my
make it look easy,
talking about my junk when they need time to do whatever. And so, but there's normally about one or two girls in every crowd that are that way. But this was a convention of all.
Nothing but that.
Oh, no.
So it's like they get together once a year and then they go, "You're going to go to this piano bar and you're going to go to that party." But they were all
But they have
there.
to congregate at some point.
Yeah, that's how they meet and decide how they're going to annoy us.
And it was, I mean, everyone was super nice. They were responsive. But I've only seen functions like this in movies. And the closest thing I could think of, which it wasn't in a perverted way, was Eyes Wide Shut. I'm like, there's something secret society going on here that I'm not supposed to know about.
Or at midnight they become vampires. Yeah. Eat the musicians.
Like a sacrificing babies out in the bag or some shit.
Yeah, but they were smart. I mean, they spent millions on this event. I felt a little
like a Puff
cheated.
Daddy
I got
party or
paid
some
well,
shit.
but I was like, they could have spent a little more.
I've played that kind of thing.
But at the end, they were the hors d'oeuvres were coming out. The drinks they were just giving them to people, and I found this hilarious, in like this size styrofoam cup. Now, they had set us up in the middle of the room, not on a stage, in the middle of the room, where my back was 10 feet from the bar. So every now I'm playing.
You were surrounded. That would have made me very uncomfortable. With
Right. But every now and again I had to do this just to move some coattails and fancy dresses off me. But now we're going to come back around to why this conversation happened. Somebody put a boatload of money on there because they recognized me from 12 years ago at a piano bar and said, "Whatever Taxi wants to play." Now, we've been playing all kinds of stuff because we play what people ask for in this situation. And I went, "Highway to Hell." And that's what we played. And that was the only time that night that I got to make this bleed. I played 3 shows this weekend, and my hands are completely split, but I was like, I need to hit something.
You know what's so funny?
Gang.
You know what's so funny about that tune? Is
nothing.
No, for drummers, I've only seen like maybe 1 or 2 drummers play that song correctly, and I'm one of them.
What's
that are
the
cover
secret?
bands. First of all, AC/DC does not have a ride cymbal. Okay?
Right.
So that's one thing.
Broken Teeth, no ride cymbal.
Yeah.
No ride cymbal. Fucking Bruce Rivers, the man.
Who needs them?
No doubt.
Fucking Bruce. I gotta get in touch with Bruce. I haven't talked to him in years either.
We've been doing rehearsals, and I was like, dude, I miss you so much because you're just laughing your ass off the whole time. He's so funny.
Yeah, he's got all these real hardcore redneck jokes. Now, if you hang out with him for 5 minutes, he'll tell you at least 10.
We need to check Twitter. I don't know if you're allowed to say redneck.
I think it's okay.
I can say you say redneck. On this show, you can.
It's redneck. I think it's redneck American.
Redneck American.
Pale neck challenge.
Red American. Neck American. American
anyway,
neck.
Continue with
your
so
what I'm saying is that people
politically incorrect rants.
So anyway, so people but a lot of drummers put too much sauce on it. You know what I mean? It's really simple. It's fucking 4 to the floor kind of a thing, and that's all it is. There's so many people that don't play it correctly.
Like Master calls it chopping wood.
Yeah.
You're just back there chopping wood.
Yeah. Fucking Phil Rudd, man. Phil Rudd, he's the fucking king. You know what I mean? There's only a couple guys that I know that actually play that kind of style. And, Bruce is one, and Mark Geary from Toys is another. He lays it down just the same way.
I used to work with Mark at Music Makers, Install.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah, he's awesome.
I miss everybody. Hey, let me ask you a question. This is not so much an interview thing.
3 inches.
3 inches?
Your turn.
7 on a good day. Anyways.
Where are we measuring from?
Huh?
lower back?
Go ahead and ask a question.
Ask a question. He won't. He's not.
Man, if you're measuring from the lower back, man, and you only got 3, you might want to be
very
called
thin.
like, yeah,
You're a very thin person.
I don't want to brag, but I have very small hands.
I can see that.
So, ladies, if you're watching, imagine how big your clit would look.
Hey, now.
Sorry, Mom.
Big gloves.
My mom's watching.
Big gloves.
No, but so you guys are basically out playing again, right?
We need to.
I know you're out. You're out playing a little bit, right?
We're just
playing music.
Yeah.
No, I mean like out in public. Are you got? I know you have
do
gigs.
an Ameritrash show.
Yeah. We did the one. What was that? A year and a half ago? 2 years ago?
It was almost 3 years ago. Bowling for Soup.
Yeah. Was
Woo, that was a night.
Was it?
That was a fun night.
That was a fun.
Hey, so
Let's do it
anyway,
again.
so the question I have for you, I mean, do you got when you're out there playing now, do you feel like something's changed, or it's kind of rolling?
It still doesn't feel normal yet.
Does it feel? Yeah, that's everybody I talk to is like, yeah, it matters who you talk to, of course, because there's 2 different groups and stuff. But I was just wondering, I mean, what are the vibes out there when you go out and play? I mean, are you kind of like
There's
getting
still
back
just
into
that
it?
little bit of tension, where it's like everybody knows it's not quite done yet, and anything could still happen. It could all blow up again, start over. But and the other side of that is because of that, everybody.
I'm not gonna leave one sip of orange juice in the pitcher.
Because of that, everybody wants to blow it out too, because it's like, well, what if it happens again and we can't go up? So it's like there's this.
Well, I think it depends on where you are.
Right.
Like there's a bar that I played last Friday that has always allows smoking.
Oh yeah.
So I have.
Fucking hate those. Jesus.
They probably never shut down during COVID.
You come home and just strip your clothes off and throw them in the washing machine.
I used to hang my jackets out on the back porch.
Yeah.
I played there, and then I had to go to work the next morning, and I had forgot to bring a new mask, so I had the mask that I wore into the club. So all day long I had to work. And look, I still vape, but I was a hardcore cigarette smoker for decades.
Yeah.
And I put that mask on and went, oh my God, this is now when I walk in and someone else who actually smokes, like, because it's so uncommon now. Like if you're behind somebody in the grocery store and you're like, oh my God. I'm like, oh, was that me for so long?
Yeah.
But maybe it was more acceptable.
Well, when everybody smelled like that, it wasn't as obvious.
Now, I still every now and again, like someone will go, hey, do you want a cigarette? At the party I played Saturday, afterwards, like, do you want a cigarette? I'm like, yeah, sure. That sounds like a good idea. And I smoke about half of it. And I'm like, why am I doing this?
Oh.
There's just something
so
natural
gross.
about doing it.
I've never made it through a cigarette in my life.
Yeah. I had a long time where after I quit, it's been a long time now.
Never knew you even smoked.
But yes, that's how long it's been. But I've had times in the past where I drink a lot and go, oh, that's what I need. Ugh. It's just one puff. You're like,
somebody was talking to me Saturday.
I'll agree, even though I've never smoked, that now that everybody doesn't smoke in bars, I'm more sensitive to it when I do go into a bar where they do smoke. Whereas I remember before, I've been playing in bars forever.
Yeah.
I'd walk in and it wouldn't be
whether
a
you did
thing
it
at
or
all.
not, we were around it all the time.
Somebody came up to me,
Now
like,
it's just
I don't
like,
know
I'll blow you down.
how the conversation got there. They're like, yeah, we can't even do coke right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm just trying to be nice.
Let me tell you something.
I'm like,
let me tell you something. I know people and they're doing coke right now.
well,
So it's
they're
possible.
like,
There ain't nothing stopping
well, we
them.
can't even do coke right now because they're
Just
putting
bring your own straw.
you don't know if it's going to have fentanyl.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever.
That's been fucking
And
a lot
I
of
went,
people up. Those 4
I
comedians
just tried to
died,
act like I can relate. I'm like, oh, yeah, I know.
It's like my needle. Same
Yeah, they had
thing.
that big scare out
Yeah.
in California. Remember? I don't know if you heard about. There's 4 comedians out in California. They're partying or whatever. Went back to somebody's apartment and started doing blow, and 3 out of the 4 died, and one of them,
From that night?
yeah, it was cocaine, but it was
Not good, apparently.
it wasn't good cocaine.
Yeah.
No, it had the fentanyl mixed in. There was some kind of something
Oh, my God.
mixed in with it, and so the one girl that lived, she was in the hospital for a good chunk of time.
Good God.
The other 3 died. Yeah.
I mean, obviously.
All right, well, I won't do that then.
I mean, if you look over
I'll pass on that.
the past how many years, when Michael Jackson, Prince, and Tom Petty all die from the same thing, there's an issue
Yeah, something's up.
with that stuff. It's probably amazing.
I don't think Prince was doing coke, was he?
No,
It was the whatever.
fentanyl.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
I think
What do
so.
the kids call it?
Fentanyl?
Not
Talk-
Oxycontin, or I don't know my
I
drugs.
think
No,
they all died of different things, but I mean, it was like I think Michael Jackson was like he called it not Jesus juice, but the milk. That was the propofol.
Are we going there? No, that's what he just gave his guests.
The Jesus juice is what he gave his guests, the wine.
Yes. But no, he was taking something that would help him sleep or with anxiety or whatever.
Propofol, yeah.
Okay. Well, same thing with Prince.
Prince was like Prince wasn't that. It was I think he was on some kind of pills or something.
Yeah, it's all a cocktail of shit.
Yeah.
You will go in the backyard and cut down a switch. Correcting me on air.
Pick your switch.
But I
Correct me again.
think Tom Petty just died of a heart attack or something, though, did he?
Don't
Was
we
it
all?
drug related? That's the joke. When Brittany Murphy died, I was at the guitar school, and there's a mom sitting in the lobby reading a magazine, and somebody goes, "Brittany Murphy died," and she goes, "How?" And the person says, "I don't know, cardiac arrest." She goes, "Well, that's how everybody dies." What brought that on?
Not at fucking 32 or whatever how old she was. Shit, I know her heart wasn't that bad. Jesus Christ.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, but
maybe I just think everybody in the world is on the.
I think Tom Petty it was an illness. It wasn't. I
Yeah,
it was
it
drug
wasn't
related.
that simple.
Had a cardiac arrest or some shit. That's how Elvis died, quote unquote.
On the toilet.
On the toilet with 25 pills in his system or some shit. All different
Entire, like, unbelievable career that was never matched by anyone, and then you die on the toilet. Like,
And that's all
just
like spoken of.
Yeah, that's the period on the end of the biggest sentence in the universe. It's so sad.
It's the world we live in.
Well, at least it wasn't on the toilet looking at Instagram.
I was gonna say,
there was some
shit.
17-year-old shaking her, stuff.
We were talking about that the other night when we were over at Sebastian Bach. I was talking to a couple people about, because we're all around the same age, and we didn't have social media. Let's go back 20 years, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Not even smartphones at that point.
Not even that.
Yeah.
Well, no.
I remember making fun of Danny on tour because he was the first one in Cadillac to get a cell phone. We're like, oh, on the business,
Look, I'm Mr.
buy a
Fancy
cell, buy a
Pants.
cell. We're doing this.
fancy pants.
And then realizing that when you play a gig in Corpus, it was like $20 a minute.
Yeah.
No, but what we're talking about it's like, could you imagine if we had cell phones 20 years ago or 25 years ago, and the crazy shit that we used to do, we would all be in prison
terrible
probably for
for
the
that.
rest of our lives.
Well, not
busted
cell
for everything
phones,
you
just
do.
social media. Just
Yeah,
Well, no,
social media.
If you had, like
We're
camera,
at the right age to be on this side of it.
Yeah.
camera phones and all that stuff. Because
Yeah.
I tell you what, the crazy shit that we used to do back when we were out there playing.
Musicians would not be able to cheat now like they used to cheat
Oh,
back
no.
then. We all knew those guys that had somebody at
We'll
in every
figure it
port.
out. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine.
when we first started
I won't
touring,
say
like
any
my
names,
family
but-
would give me like at my birthday or Christmas or well, here's McDonald's cards and Wendy's cards and a phone card, and you have to dial 1,000 numbers.
Oh my God.
Call home once every 4 days.
I would screw up every time.
Oh, yeah.
So mad.
So
And
frustrating.
even when we first started doing a piano bar together, if you saw a phone in the air, that meant they were taking a picture of you. Now, when you see a phone, it means they are ignoring you.
they're taking a picture of themselves half the time.
Here I am,
Well, that's
not listening to what I'm came to see.
That's the new cigarette lighter, pretty much. You go to shows.
Yeah.
Remember,
Oh, yeah.
people used to hold up lighters and shit.
Yeah.
Now they hold up cell phones.
Yeah. You can see everybody's battery going.
And you'll see, and you'll go to shows now. It cracks me up. Remember back in the old days, you go to a Motley Crue concert, 1985, whatever. Hold up your lighters, home sweet home. Now they say, hold up your cell phones.
Because nobody smokes.
I guess. So I guess the lighter's not a big thing.
How
All the
bright
old
is-
people in the back with a lighter.
How bright is this?
Yeah, that's not very. Yeah.
It's just that the world has changed so dramatically in the past 20 years when it comes to that. It just, I mean, this is the stuff that I remember. My old guitar player Matt, had one of these. This is going back to probably like the middle 90s. He had one of those big brick phones that plugged into a cigarette lighter kind of a thing. And it was like
A
60,
Dynatech
it was
or
like,
whatever.
It was like
Dynatech
60 cents a
4000.
minute.
Yeah.
You know,
God.
In range.
and that was the first thing I ever saw. You know. And now
Dude, are you James Bond?
Yeah, exactly. Anybody
This is
had one
fucking
was
cool,
pretty
man.
Impressive.
Yeah, so now it's a thing where fucking little kids got nicer cell phones than I have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I was a kid, we had to earn our porn. You had to crawl in a dumpster, or you had to
Go in the
find
woods-
just the
go
right
in the
picture in
woods
the
under-
JCPenney catalog. That
Go in the woods under a rock.
well, you went in the woods and you kept it in your fort. One time when I was a kid, we
Your
were at
porn
church.
fort.
I don't know why my brother Todd. I can remember we're like outside, probably after church, and Todd told my parents, we look at Playboys.
He told your parents.
Really?
But don't worry, we're not
just read
reading
the
them.
articles.
We're just looking at them. No, we're just looking at the
Reading those
pictures.
pictures.
But man, I had to earn those. I had to cry to dumpster dive for that crap. Now you can just go, well,
I don't even think
double
Playboy's-
dong donkeys with, whatever.
Yeah, there's,
anything you look up, or even if you're not looking up porn, that's what's going to come
trying.
up.
Yeah.
So,
That's the thing, man. You think you got a crazy fetish or whatever, man.
Somebody's got you beat.
Someone's got you
Someone's
beat
got
by
you beat every time.
more than one.
You can
We
look
don't think we
around
have crazy
any.
fetishes, Bobby. What do you think you?
No, I'm just saying. I was talking whatever,
You can look around any given room and go, disco ball. Someone's into that. Like any just find
Yeah,
an
it's got
object.
shit in here.
Somebody freaks out over that thing.
Someone
Glad I'm the
wants
quiet
to
guy
hump
right
that
now.
and get genitalia
I'm not saying
bleeding.
shit.
So we're talking about
Hey, so
music.
let's go. Hey, so let's get more into what do you call it? Ameritrash. So how did you guys kind of pull this project together? It's been around for a long time. So
Yeah.
So
You go first.
these guys were in Cadillac Voodoo Choir. They moved
night.
to Austin
good
from
night. That's it. That's all we need to know.
From
is Cadillac
Atlanta.
Voodoo Choir.
and where am I going with this? Yeah.
I have no idea. I don't know
these
how that
how we
connects
met.
at all.
And these guys have been buddies for decades upon decades. And y'all were trying out guitar players, right? Y'all were going to start a new project.
We
didn't try out anybody.
Yeah,
You
we
were
didn't try
in.
out anybody.
I thought Mike Krug was kind of doing it for
No,
a short blip.
Yeah.
You tell your version. We'll all tell our version.
Okay.
and then we'll fix it.
Well, I think it comes down to haircuts.
It
does.
does.
You got the coolest
does.
haircut.
Because we were all kind of acquaintances, but not like really good friends yet. Or they were, but I wasn't in the group yet.
Yeah.
And we all had our hair kind of like that.
It was all similar.
And it was like, hey, there's this guy, he plays guitar. And then I came and did an audition. And I remember I went to the audition and I showed up and there was I forgot my guitar strap. And so I had to borrow one from the place. And so I had a guitar way up here. And I'm like,
I can't.
man, I
rock
hope
like
you guys
this.
know that I'm this guy,
Yeah.
So anyway, did the audition and went home, and I'm like, man, I hope that went well. Those guys were cool, and I was in disbelief of you because I'd never really been in a band with a keyboard player before.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, well, I've been in bands with
drummers.
yeah, with slinging arm rock drummers before, and I was like, man, just amazing musicianship. And then I get home and you guys call, hey, that felt great. Let's meet up at Coyote Ugly. Because back then, guys like us were allowed in there.
Yeah.
You're not now.
What, the one on 6th Street you're talking about? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we went down there, and I remember that like I had quit drinking Jägermeister and hadn't drank it in like 2 or 3
that's going to
years.
lead into 2 stories.
Yeah. So then,
And they
hey,
both
we're gonna do
include
this
dumpsters.
band. We're gonna do this band, and then a big tray of Jägermeister shows up, and I'm like, man, guys, I don't do that. And they're like,
You do now.
that's gonna be a big problem. And I'm like, you know what? And it's never stopped since then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That began
And
again.
something else I'm going to add. Then we all started hanging out all the time. We'd have like poker night. Like we got to a point where we were like working on songs, and even on nights where we weren't rehearsing, it's like, well, what are we going to do if we're not working on a weeknight? So we'd all come to my house or somebody's house and we'd have poker night. We're always together all the time. And I think something that bummed you out was like one night me and Danny are cruising around town, and Danny's like, have you ever listened to Jellyfish? I'm like, never heard of them. Or I maybe have heard of them, but never listened to them. And he put them on. And I think you were hoping that we were going to be like a Buck Cherry rock and roll hard rock thing. And I remember like the next day,
I
like,
ruined Dave.
yeah. Because like I was like in a trance listening to the Jellyfish stuff. And then I talked to you about it the next day. I'm like, man, Danny turned me on to Jellyfish last night, and you're like, oh no, oh no, we're gonna be a pop rock.
I don't remember that, but I don't regret the Jellyfish thing, which we actually wound up being nominated. Not nominated.
It was on a Grammy ballot.
Yeah.
Grammy ballot for something that we did related to that. But so after Cadillac, Danny left in 99. He had gotten his girlfriend pregnant. They got married. Time to man up. Started doing piano bar.
Stud you.
Like
but
that,
also
could be Steven Tyler and just
it
stay on the
also
road.
Was that
it
hard?
was just time. It was time
How'd
for
you
Danny.
do that?
But it was time for Danny to be a front.
I have no kids. I don't know how to do that.
Cadillac was a collection of frontmen, and it was time for Danny to be up front.
Right. I
Yeah.
hear you.
Fly,
So-
be free.
Right. So Danny's doing piano bar. We had gotten Jason Sider to come and be our new keyboard player, and he did a great job. But a year later, I was just burnt. I had always been herding cats because I just took care of things for Cadillac.
Right, I hear you.
And I got so worn down, and then I told the story the last time I was there. I don't need to recap. I just couldn't anymore. So then I left. Then after being out of the all original thing, which is in our blood, Danny winds up joining Podunk and going on tour. I had started. Me and Chris Simmons started Ultrasonic, which was a very condensed, an entire band's life in 1 year for me, just like from the get-go. Like, we wrote songs, we recorded an album before we played a show. It was amazing. We had the same management as Britney Spears and the Backstreet Boys. We showcased in LA, we showcased in New York. We did all this, that, and the other, and then...
Great record.
Yeah, it's a great record. I agree.
Thank you. But we were never friends. It was a business arrangement. We're going to write these kind of songs. We're going to look this way. Me and now we're friends again. It's all doesn't matter. Players play. But me and the singer Chris butted heads. He wanted me to be a busier drummer. He wanted us to be a cover band. I didn't want to do that.
Yeah, I hear you.
Just BS. So I got fired from Ultrasonic, and 12 hours later, got hired in, I called my buddy Mike Krug, who I'm playing with now in Stomp Drag, and I go, man, it happened. Like, I'm out of Ultrasonic. He goes, well, I'll call you back in 20 minutes. All right, I don't know what that means. All right, cool. We're leaving tomorrow on a 3-month tour. You're in Back Porch Mary now. Cool.
Wow.
So
we're leaving tomorrow.
All through
change your shirt.
Right. Yeah.
And time to pack.
Starting in like 88 through 2000, I was steering the ship for Cadillac Voodoo Choir. Not that I was the most talented member, not that I was doing this, but you have all these geniuses, and somebody's got to like say, we're doing this, promoting this.
Right.
And then that was done, and I took a year off, and I was bartending, and me and Danny were doing Ask King Machine, and then he moved to Florida, and I was like, what I don't know what to do with my hands right now.
Yeah.
What do people do? You just go to work, and then you go home and watch TV, and I gained like 40 pounds, and I was miserable, and then Chris called me and said, hey, man. He sounded like, hey, man. I'm in Alabama. You're in Austin. Let's start something. Mm-hmm. Are you going to move here? You want to come here? I said, look, I have connections in radio here. I can do this, that, and the other. So we started Ultrasonic. We did it right. We did it quick. It didn't work. We were playing songs in the style of things that were already big on the radio. Yeah, they were looking for the next thing. It didn't matter. It's a great album. Yeah. I'm proud of it.
I begged to be in that band and they said no. That was a hard no. Yeah.
You didn't ask me that.
Didn't ask you. Mm-mm.
I filled in on bass one time. That was cool.
But so
that's my story.
That was cool. I'm
Back Porch Mary asked me to go on tour with them, and I was like, cool, I'm not going to be in charge anymore. I just want to be the drummer.
Just want to play, and that's it.
And then after a very short time, I was like, well, can I do merch? Because I'm marketing is my thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
you like doing that kind of stuff?
I love it.
Yeah.
So he was in Podunk, I was in Back Porch Mary. We wound up having an apartment together. We were both on tour, but whenever we were home, when it lined up, we started writing songs together. Mm-hmm. Actually, Danny stopped a little earlier because he had to stop touring for his eldest kid, Shyla, who's an adult now, and she's amazing. But when Danny and I would be home, we were writing songs together. But he started a band. He started writing songs of his own, and we've all been in bands where you sit around for 5 hours going, "What are we going to call ourselves?" It's an afterthought. Danny calls me and he goes, "Dude, I'm doing some stuff with my thing. What should I call this?" And like in 2 seconds, I went, Ameritrash. So he put together an Ameritrash earlier, but never ever has there been a quicker band name. Because you go, let's call ourselves the Ice Buckets. Let's call ourselves Vaginal Blood Fart. Let's call ourselves Free Beer.
What year is this?
Wait, what?
2001, 2?
No idea.
Somewhere in there.
Something like that.
But I'm on tour with Back Porch Mary at this point, and
but I in this time,
I want to say, our incarnation of Ameritrash was 03, right?
No, but I wasn't in it until you were.
Yeah, because I tried to put it together first. Bruce Castleberry, several different people that I got who I love.
But it has nothing to do with any of the songs that we do now.
No. It was just trying to like find a vibe and finding people that I was comfortable with. And I honestly, I don't think I fully appreciated the chemistry in Cadillac Voodoo Choir until then. Until I started to put this thing together and went, oh, you can't just play with anybody. Like, it's got to make sense.
Yeah.
It's got to
We
work.
could do an entire podcast about searching for a bass player.
We're getting there.
The question I get all the time, do you know any drummers? And I'm like going, you want a good drummer or just a drummer?
Drummers, but
how much money do you want to pay him? That's always the question.
But so Danny had come back from being on tour with Podunk and was writing songs and putting together an original band that was to be called. Did you ever play a gig?
No.
Ameritrash.
Not until it was us.
And I was on tour with Back Porch Mary, but I was a hired hand. We were playing. I toured with them for a year, and we probably played 250 dates. Yeah, we toured as much as Cadillac in our heyday. We were out every night and whatever it took.
Wow.
But my girlfriend at the time, because I was gone so much, a month minimum at a time with Back Porch Mary, she was like, you live in Austin, Texas. You're a side guy. Like, what if Back Porch Mary makes it? You're just a side guy. I was like, yeah. So then even at that point, I on tour, I was drinking way too much. And even though at the album that came out when I started touring with Back Porch had my picture in it, I didn't play drums on it. And then it came time to record the next Back Porch record, and they wanted to do an acoustic album. And I had issue. I wanted to do something else.
Right.
I love those guys. I had so much fun. I will love my memories of that year of touring with them forever. And I still play with Mike. And, I'm not in touch with everybody, but except on Facebook. But like, I loved being in that band. But I still can't. I can suggest things. You just can't write with everyone. I'm happy to be in Stomp Drag, but I'm probably not. I can maybe contribute to song structure, but it's Mike's band, and that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
In the same way that with Ameritrash, I can contribute some lyrics or some melodies, and Dave can throw in his thing, but Danny is the front man. He is the lead singer. He is the producer of the band.
Yeah, the songs come from him for sure.
But the chemistry is still there, and we're happy to do it. We don't get butthurt about our ideas. Yeah. So anyway, it wasn't working out with Back Porch and with me and them, and I'm still friends with them and still playing with Mike. But we're home. We're so sick of the process. let's just put together a band where we just love hanging out together. And like I was saying to you earlier, like even the Ameritrash Broken CD, album, compilation, record, 8-track, whatever you want to people call it now, when we dropped it, it didn't matter that this song sounds like this song sounds like this song sounds like this, because look, what makes us happy? What are we going to do? Lose our record deal? We've all had record deals.
Yeah.
And where are we? We're all sitting in the same room.
Mm-hmm. Here we are.
And we all drove cars that
broke.
Right.
You could see through the
So
floorboard.
we just do it to be happy. And honestly, I think it seems like when we first got together and for a long time, we were all kind of personally in a bad place.
Yeah.
Now, our original bio was this long. Four drunks with a music problem.
Yeah.
That was it? That was the whole thing?
Done.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right to the point.
But
Now it's like this, and it's just as ridiculous, but...
right. But we did. But I told you about this earlier. I'm like, the last time that you and I got to actually hang out was a recap of back in the early days, like when we first started doing this. Danny was still getting to do piano bar, but we were struggling. I was working at Hooters. You were teaching guitar. So it was like, well, who's doing dollar drinks tonight? So we'd go to these bars that just sucked.
Yeah.
But we were hanging out at Momo's one night. You know, we always could get free drinks at places where people recognized us.
Yeah.
Which at the time was a lot of places.
So we stumbled out of Momo's, the three of us.
Oh, no. Go ahead.
I asked you permission.
No, you can go ahead. Go ahead.
Respectfully.
This is slowly coming back.
Do I need to
me.
mute the mic on this
So
one?
we come down the stairs, if you remember the old Momo's before the floor
I know what
caved
you're talking
in
about. I know what
over
you're talking about,
Katz's. And we're standing on the corner, and a carload of sorority girls pulls up, and they look at Dave, and they go, "Get in." And he goes, "Okay."
Yeah.
And me and Danny look at each other like, rock and roll. Goodbye, Dave.
Yeah.
You grown-ass man. You got this.
He may or may not live.
So we go back to our apartment, and, you know, and then the next rehearsal...
Go ahead.
It's
One thing
so
I want to add
ridiculous.
to was Ash was with us. Remember Ash? And he was just as drunk as me. And I remember we were gone.
Does that make you feel better to say that?
No, but like he was sitting on the curb right when I got in that car. And I think we're like driving around neighborhoods trying to find out where we're going. And I'm like, "Where's Ash? Dude, we left a person that I'm responsible for tonight." Yeah. Anyway, go ahead with your story. Yeah. Ash found his own way, but it was like, yeah, I felt really bad that I ditched him.
I thought about Ash forever. So
He's still around.
So the next time I talk to Dave, I go, "Dude, what happened?" And he goes, "Dude, I left with those girls." I don't know about the Ash thing. Yeah. Whatever. He goes, "I woke up naked on the floor of a sorority house." And they're all looking, and there's all these girls with their phones out taking pictures.
Yeah, I had to.
It's not like,
I was like, "Well, good morning, folks."
Yeah, it's not like Dear Penthouse.
Yeah.
Well, this great stuff. It's like drunk on a corner, get into a car, wake up. You're the ass end of a American Pie Part 7 movie.
Yeah.
Which leads us to a year ago.
Oh, no.
We were talking about.
Oh, no. One of the.
You gave me
Hey,
carte
are
blanche.
you, are you the guy in this picture? I was in college 8 years ago.
So the Buck Cherry show. Go ahead.
No, you lead it off, please.
No, I'm just. I was going to ask. Do you remember who we got up and played with that night?
Yeah.
Who?
The band?
No.
No, they
all
call
I know is
themselves.
I saw where it was going.
No,
and
no,
I split.
the something
went
nights.
crazy.
They've actually become something now. The
something nights.
The weekend nights or the something.
Holy
That's
shit.
still not helping.
On the rooftop of Blind Pig.
Blind Pig, right. Yeah. So we went and saw Buck Cherry. We were doing shots. The Vallejo dudes were there.
Oh, boy, that'll do it.
And, Omar will just,
The night that I spoke to Dave about, hey, we should do a podcast because this could be cool.
That was that night?
Yeah.
I'm not taking credit.
Yeah, once you throw Omar into a story, it just fucking,
everybody
it
in
goes
Austin
south
knows
real
that.
quick.
No.
Everybody knows that.
I
lost
go
my
30 years
phone.
back with Omar.
Fucking Oscar.
I lost my phone that night. But what's weird is that we got up and played with a band. And didn't we do like their entire last set with them?
We killed it.
Okay. I don't remember that at
I bet
all.
that's not the case.
Maybe
not.
Didn't kill it.
We always feel like you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I left right before that, so I missed all the good stuff.
We'll come around to this. So we're watching Buck
I was missing
Cherry,
for 5 hours.
and I'm loving it. And Danny gets overwhelmed and goes, because he
having
has social
anxiety.
anxiety,
Yeah.
and he's got to go. Because this is something actually we wanted to touch on. So please remind me of this moment in a minute. So Danny has to leave. We're like, all right, cool. Do your thing. Me and Dave are hanging out, getting social. And I'm like, man, let's just walk 6th Street because actually at that point,
what else are you going to do?
it was even, it was slightly similar to what it used to be. So we go to Blind Pig. Me and Danny used to have a residency there. We know guys that work there. We know the owners, blah. We go upstairs, and I can't walk in anywhere without, I want to play.
Right. Yeah,
Now, if somebody calls me and go, hey, will you come play at my party? We'll give you $50. I'm like, $50? You can go fuck yourself. I am never doing anything for that. But if I walk into somewhere, I'll play
drinks
for
in,
5
he'll
hours
play
for
for anybody.
free.
Yeah.
The last time me and Danny hung out, I'm like, I'm getting on stage. He goes, dude, don't. I went, I'm gonna. And I'll play until people go, ladies and gentlemen, Taxi Haskell.
Yeah, he has to be introduced or he's not leaving.
It's not that. That's when I know it's time to go.
Yeah, it's your cue.
Oh my God.
Anyway, so me and Dave are hanging out because Danny went home. We play with this band. I think we did well. And then we went other places. Someone else can tell me. Hang on, are people doing the whole, dude, you're on the... Oh, no. Sorry. DoorDash is telling me right now it's a good time to make money.
Okay. I should have ordered
Because
some
that's
pizza
how much of a rock star I am.
Yeah. I should have ordered some pizza from DoorDash. They could have come.
Well, I could clock in and go get it.
Yeah. You wouldn't have to pay him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have to pay him. Awesome.
You would, motherfucker. Anyway, so me and Dave are hanging out, and it's time to go home. We're parked in adjacent parking lots. We walk up. He goes, I'm there. I go, I'm here. I live 1 mile from where we are. I feel good. Are you good? Yeah, I'm good. We go our separate ways. About 4 hours later, I get a phone call. Where's David? I went, what? He went to his car. I went to mine. And he's missing for like 12 hours. Like,
It was like 5 hours, but I finally got home, and we shouldn't be bragging about stories like this.
we're not bragging. It's the reality.
We're drinking and driving.
Yeah.
Is what happened. But
Yeah.
But I remember getting in my car and freaking out that whose car is this?
Oh my God.
Oh my God! And then I looked and it's mine.
Oh my God.
Wow! And I got home, and the next day we had a wedding gig that was out of town.
Yeah.
And I had lost my phone, and so I rode with Ken to the gig, and phone's blowing up. His phone's blowing up.
Right.
What the hell happened last night? Yeah.
Well,
you don't even want to know.
Lost your phone?
I think when we were at the Buck Cherry show,
Yeah.
we set it on the table and walked away.
But,
and it died, and I couldn't track it.
It was a long time ago in my life where I went, I'm not covering for anybody anymore. Don't drag me into your drama.
That's where I'm at right now.
Because we had to do that for years.
But, when Dave's girl, Wendy, was calling me, I'm like, I don't know.
Because
Now,
you didn't.
But I had not
And you
hung
weren't
out with
even
Dave
lying.
in
You're actually
3
telling the
years,
truth.
and I'm like, Dave, if you're there, man, like let me know what's up, because I'm trying to I just want to be honest. Like, I love Wendy. I don't think you're doing anything wrong, but no one knows where the fuck you are.
You woke up naked with a bunch of sorority chicks.
So that's
around
what
you
happens
with cameras.
when I hang out with Dave.
Yeah.
Wow.
Was it me, you, and my brother that went to see Van Halen?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so mad about that. We talked about this the other day. I just couldn't remember.
That's when you made me engage in criminal activity.
Again.
I thought he was 18.
No. So we went to go see Van Halen.
Okay, go ahead.
And we ended up it was in Houston?
Sure. Or San Antonio. I'm not sure.
I think it was
What
in
year
Houston.
was this?
The year when they got Sammy Hagar back against his will.
Oh.
Very much.
I was at that show, San Antonio.
Okay, we went to see it in Houston. I remember it was
I was a hot
drive.
mess. And that was my 40th birthday party. So that was about probably 12, 13 years
I've
ago.
never-
If it's the
Makes
same.
sense. Makes sense.
I reached out
It was
to
before Nicholas was born, so it was more than 40.
I reached out to
Yeah,
every
yeah.
single person associated with that and asked for my money back.
Yeah. Well, here's what happened that day. I remember you said something really funny. we went to a movie theater and we watched the Bourne, whatever the first one was, Bourne Identity,
Bourne
right?
Identity, yeah.
And so we go walking out. We watch the movie, and we're like, that's okay. And we go walking out, and you're like, come on, dude. And we walked in, and we stole Mr. 3000. Remember the movie Mr. 3000 with Bernie Mac?
Yeah.
Well, I was like nervous. I was like, we didn't pay.
It.
We didn't pay to go in.
Wait, number one, I don't remember the movie or the stealing of a movie.
No, so we went to go see the Bourne Identity, and we go walking out, and you're kind of, well, that movie was okay, but hey, let's go watch this other movie. And we didn't go to the ticket booth and buy another ticket.
Oh, you just walked
so
in.
The whole time.
Oh, okay. So we didn't walk into a Blockbuster. I don't.
No. We're at a movie theater.
Blockbuster, children, is a place where you just have to go and pick out something to watch for the weekend.
Yeah.
And
we were at a legitimate movie theater.
That's petty theft.
And you made me steal
a
seating at a movie.
That's the guiltiest moment of your life.
Yeah, dude, I was sitting there biting my nails watching Mr. 3000.
Well, I will donate $12 to the Bernie Mac Foundation, who I dearly miss. I love Bernie Mac.
Me too.
Anyway,
good Lord.
Then that night we go to see Van Halen.
Guilty as fuck.
Yeah, knowing you're a bad people.
Looming.
Yeah.
Just ripping off the film
Waiting for the
institution.
FBI to bust in and get us for walking over to another theater.
Well, and Eddie was shit hammered that night.
Oh, is that when he was like he had his hair tied up in a knot on the top and stuff?
I remember this. He's trying to do Eruption where he's doing a solo and he keeps messing up, and he couldn't talk anymore. His mouth was all messed up from his whatever mouth cancer he had, and you'd get on the microphone and go with his arms up in the air, and I'm like
a Muppet.
I'm like, is Eddie Van Halen apologizing?
I don't know what he's doing
because Eddie Van Halen doesn't apologize. And Taxi goes, yes, he is. He's apologizing. And I'm like, no. And he starts, and Taxi's going, he's doing it again. He's doing it again right now. So I remember driving home from that gig, and you were like, man, we sure did drive a long way today and spend a lot of money for a shitload of mediocre entertainment.
Well, my brother flew from Atlanta to Austin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I paid for all 3 of our tickets. We drove to Houston. We spent a lot of money. And, any David Lee Roth song.
Yeah, he didn't care.
Here's Sammy. Microphone. Might as well jump. Go ahead, Ann. Yeah, jump.
Yeah.
Might as well jump. Woo! And he's signing autographs and just phoning it in. Now, I was pissed at him at the time, but now I get it. Because Eddie had been playing great.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not trying to take away from what he contributed. He's a Mozart of rock and roll guitar.
Our lifetime, yeah.
I get
But
you,
so, when you're seeing concerts now, there's a giant screen behind them, which is a close-up of what's actually happening.
Right.
Hot for Teacher. Alex is going. Bam, 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 bam. And he's going, and he's going, and he's going, and he's going.
No.
Eddie is sitting on the front of the drum riser like this.
I remember that.
Close up on Alex, and he's going, Eddie. He's yelling at Eddie to wake up, and Eddie goes, huh. Then it comes to the standard, I'm going to do little guitars, Eruption, blah. And he does Eruption, and he stops like a dork 2-year guitar player at a college party. And he starts it again, and he starts it again, and he goes, shit happens. And I'm like, no, it doesn't.
Not that shit.
Yeah, he was going through a lot of shit at that time.
I was there in Atlanta when Axl jumped off the stage, and then the rest of Guns N' Roses had to just fake it. And I'm like, that was a moment. I was there for that. I was there.
That's the shit happens.
Yes.
I'll tell you my shit happened story. Skid Row opening for fucking Aerosmith in Springfield, Massachusetts, when he jumped out and kicked that girl in the head.
What?
Remember that? Remember when he
Really?
Do you remember that one?
Oh, I do.
Yeah,
I do.
I was at that show.
Can I have one of your sodas?
What am I doing?
A little something in there.
You're drinking bourbon.
Yeah.
Say when.
Well, no. What the deal was? Somebody threw.
Thank you.
Somebody threw a bottle at him or something.
Yes.
And he jumped off the stage
So it was on purpose?
Yeah, somebody from the.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hit what he did. Kicking was on purpose.
Well, no. So what he jumped off to kick the guy and hit a girl instead, and he like just dislocated her face pretty much. And so all the money from pretty much all the money from the first album went to her.
Yeah.
She was just all fucked up.
With Axel, I don't know what he was pissed about, but when he jumped off stage, he kicked someone who was one of the door guys at Danny's in Atlanta, the club. And then they did the best they could. And another instance like that was the time that it was Metallica, Kid Rock, System of a Down, Korn, and Powerman 5000, like mega show. Hetfield had gotten some back injury wakeboarding or something. So all those other bands played, which was amazing. And then we're waiting, and then Lars comes out and he goes, "Guys, James just can't.
Yeah.
But if you give us a little more time, we're still going to give you a show. And then if you hang on to your tickets, we'll come back and we can do this for you again."
Right.
So, of course, every lead singer, every guitar player from every band that opened that night knew their shit. And I've seen Metallica before and I've seen them since.
Right.
But I was there for that, and it was so cool. And they even pulled up, who knows, the words to, Fade to Black. And great. They like let people come up and sing. It was the coolest thing that a band that these days, who's as big as, you've got Stones, U2, Metallica, and then name it.
Foo Fighters probably up there.
I was about to say that.
Approaching that, and I agree with it.
AC/DC probably be up there.
Yeah.
For like arena bands. You know what I mean?
Yes. But it's this many.
It's a handful. It's a handful.
And then to go, we're going to play for you anyway, was the most garage awesome shit ever. And I'm happy that I was there to watch that. Because that was about, you're here, you paid, we'll make it up to you, but we're not going to just go home.
Right.
We're going to do this. So cool. So anyway, Dave woke up and girls were taking pictures of him naked.
Yeah.
The end.
Did any of those pictures ever turn up anywhere?
I think that was actually before
smartphones, yeah.
Before social
They
media.
exist.
Could you imagine if Instagram was around there back then?
That would happen now.
You know what? In I can't even remember if it was 99 or 2000, the Millennium Mission to Maui, where KLBJ flew like 3 jumbo jets full of people.
Yeah.
And those are like triple-decker planes.
Yeah.
Out to Hawaii, and they took 7 or 8 bands, and Cadillac Voodoo Choir was one of them. You were already
I was right after I quit.
doing your thing.
I'm
You're like,
dumbass.
damn, I want to go to Maui.
That pissed me
And
off, to be honest.
all of the guys in the band
Poor Danny.
were exploring their possibilities.
Oh.
And I was like, I wasn't tempted, but I was like, here's the reality of this. We just brought Austin with us.
Yeah. It's not like.
It's like bringing Santa to the beach.
Secrets, yeah.
Yeah.
What
It's not the same as being out of town.
You might as well
I
play-
bring the whole
at
town
the
with
time,
you.
you might as well have just played Antones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just brought him with us.
Yeah.
But, so back to what we were talking about. When Danny and I used to have a side project called the Ass Kicking Machine, we used to make really a lot of money just being crude and singing request songs. But we added a bit called Mangina, which, as you can imagine, means Danny sings a song, I tuck my junk between my legs, I show everybody, they freak out, and they hand us money.
The worst bit ever, but
It made us money.
people loved it.
It was an act. MTV even called us and said, "Hey, we've heard about this whole ass kick machine, because we were basically just kind of ripping off the Man Show, but with music. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember Macho, yeah.
And I was like, nah, whatever. We should have done it.
We should have. But we were, I don't know. We kind of had that, where would we take it from here?
Yeah.
Nothing we're doing could be on TV.
No.
But
You could probably do it now because they'll put anything on TV
so
these
we're
days.
all in Hawaii. us, Vallejo, who else? Lisa Tingle, like whatever the 7, 8 biggest bands.
Monty was there, I think, wasn't he?
Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe Archangels or Storyville. I don't know. But we were part of it. And we're at some party, and I've known the Vallejo guys since the late 80s. I think we played a show together at the Atlanta version of South by Southwest, and it was like us and them and Marilyn Manson and the Spooky Kids.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
It's going back some years.
And then we could go on with the drinking stories, especially with Omar. But they were like, do Mangina. And I'm like, Hawaii.
In Hawaii.
Oh, shit.
So I did it like it's the only existing picture. It's out there.
The whole trip. Is this you?
Because,
Yeah.
Dave was
but
like,
I heard the other day, what if your daughter sees your pictures of your past? Because there's pictures of me. It's my birthday at one of the first Ameritrash shows, and like I'm in a dumpster covered in confetti.
Silly string.
And I'm like, oh, I think that's kind of cool.
that's kind of cool. I'd hang it up in here.
Fun. So what?
I'd hang the picture up in here. Why not?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's a good picture.
It's a very good picture.
And it was the Back Porch Mary guys that came and did that to me.
I don't even remember that. Yeah,
It was.
I guess so.
It was.
Let's play a song.
Let's play a song.
All right, let's do it.
Let's play, we'll do Shitville.
Yep.
Wait, let Danny set it up. This is when you moved to Florida.
Yeah. So I moved to Florida for less than a year because I liked it that much in the Panhandle.
Loved it.
And
Fell in love
Destin,
with the
Florida.
place.
after, Fort Walton Beach, it's near Destin, and was not
awesome
impressed. And so not long after I moved back, I wrote Shitville, and that's what it's about. It's about being in a town
That
where
sucks.
there's nothing happening, and you can't wait to get out.
My
and-
favorite line is medicated, half insane, and broke.
Yeah.
And I went down there. And of the 4 times that I maybe tried X in my life, that was the first time. And you guys were like, are you feeling it? I'm like, no. How about now? No. Because I didn't.
And that's
You're
what-
welcome.
That was pretty much me too when I
That's
took
pretty
it.
much
So.
all they did down there. It's like, what do you do drugs, you have sex, or you drink? And it's like, what else are you going to do? The golf cart.
Wrestle
the
alligators,
go-kart,
man. That's what you
Go
do.
kart part
You could go
places
surfing.
closed for the rest of the year. They have all these, putt go karts.
Yeah,
It's a resort area. And then most of the year, it's like closed. There's nothing to do. Like you just sit around
Wrestle
going,
fucking
When you
alligators.
moved to Arizona, you never called me. When you moved to Nashville, we spoke every now and again. But when you moved to Destin, like every night at like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. Hey man, what are you doing? Like,
me outta here.
what are
What's going on,
things like over there? What's happening?
Here it is, people. Shitville.
Kick it.
I guess my mind's been working overtime, 'cause I've had so much time to think the whole thing through. Took it on, laid it on the line, but if you ask me why, I haven't got a clue. There were nights I thought the walls were caving in. Again, did everything and realized I had nowhere to begin. Take a photograph and turn and walk away. Well, wish could say that it was fun. But after all this time, I think that I'm okay. Well, I gotta get away. All the faces start to look the same, and they hide their little secrets oh so well. Another hit so I don't go insane, 'cause if ignorance is bliss, this place must be happy
Nice.
I
You're
think,
in. Do you play bass?
Huh? No.
Well, then I'll
Far
play
from
bass.
it. No, I said something about it. Reminds me of the song from Friends, and then I got some dirty looks. I'm like, what the fuck? What's wrong with that, man? It's a fucking song. It was a goddamn hit.
Was a hit.
That's a
Yeah,
crazy
it was a hit.
Bobby.
Dirty looks.
Dirty looks. Hey, speaking of, man, you just did the dirty looks thing, huh?
Yep.
How did that go?
That was unbelievable.
I bet it was.
Those guys are so nice. And when I walked off stage, I was just like, no matter what happens now, y'all can never take away from the fact that I just played a gig with Dirty Looks. And Paul goes, well, you're in Dirty Looks.
Ooh, shit.
Yeah, so like,
you're an honorary
You're
member.
pay me, motherfucker.
And they did.
Did you ever hear
that happened?
Did you ever hear my dirty
They
look
gave me a
story?
percentage of merch.
I think I told you.
Yeah, everything. There's
Yeah, I mean, how
super
cool is that?
the coolest dudes ever.
What venue did you play?
We played a racetrack there in Sellings Grove,
Like
Pennsylvania.
the gas station.
No, it was a racetrack. So here's what I was expecting. Here's what I was expecting was to go play like a little bar or something.
It looked like it was a pretty big gig, though.
It was just under 1,000 people.
Wow. That's
Everybody
good.
wearing Dirty Look shirts. We sold out of merchandise before we hit the stage.
Wow. Good for you, man.
And
That's awesome.
It was a fantastic show. It was a dream come true because I've been a fan of that band since high school.
It was really weird, and I've told this story a couple of times, and I tell this story to Paul Idell all the time when I see him, and he still to this day does not remember. Back when I was up in Connecticut playing with Mike, our band opened for Dirty Looks, and I had no clue who they were. Had no idea.
Yep.
And so I ran out and got Cool from the Wire, the cassette, just to try to figure out who these guys were. And so we went to the club. It was a place called the Wooden Rail, and this is a tiny club, nothing major, sort of like Round Rock Tavern, one of those kind of joints. And so we went in, and I had to set my drum set up on the side of the stage. I was still on the stage, but on the side of the stage, because they came out so far that there was no place for me to put my kit. So, and all I remember was the singer was hammered drunk.
Yep.
And he was passing a Jack Daniels bottle around to everybody. Everybody's swinging from it. There's probably so much backwash in it and stuff. I mean, he passed it to everybody.
Yeah.
And yeah, so, and I know Paul was in it, must have been in it at the time, around probably 88, 89-ish.
Yeah. He was in the band. He was in the band from, I want to say, like 86-ish, all the way up to like
he was your roommate
mid-90s.
when we started Ameritrash.
Yeah, mid-90s, yeah.
Yeah, so to this day, he doesn't remember.
He's probably the humblest
Yeah,
he's a sweetheart of a guy.
yeah.
period.
He was
I don't think
he
was
was
much
so
of a
good that night. He was on
poker
fire.
player.
Not a good poker. I don't remember if he is or not. I can't remember.
Poker? What is
Yeah,
that?
well, because we used to
We used to play a lot of
we
Texas Hold'em tournaments at Dave and
I was
Troy
supposed to. Tony Park was having a poker party about a couple of weeks back.
What?
Yeah,
We need to
and
get into
I was
that.
invited to, but I don't know if it ever happened because I didn't go. I didn't hear anything about it, so I don't know if he did it or not. And I said to him, I'm not a great poker player.
We love to hear that.
Oh yeah,
I'm not, yeah, because I want to take all my fucking money.
You're the best and the worst because you'd be like, I don't know, I just held on to the 7-2 and I win.
Yeah. So I come with fucking nickels and dimes. I don't come with fucking. I come with money that jingles, not fucking folds. You know what I mean?
We usually never went too heavy. We do tournaments for like $10 or $20, and
Yeah.
do that maybe
Dave's whole
twice
thing
in a
when
night.
you're playing poker is every hand to go, you guys are fucked. And you're like,
Oh my
looking for
God.
some
Screwed.
sort of signal.
Oh
like,
my
I'm
God.
a twitchy guy, and Danny holds out till he has pocket aces every time.
Oh man.
And I'm just like, I just want to play and be social. And
Yeah.
Duncan. That dude's funny as shit when you play
yeah.
poker with him.
I forgot about Duncan playing with
where
us.
is he now? Duncan Eisenhower.
He's still here.
If
still
that's his
here,
real name.
Yeah. So last Broken Teeth album, when we did the video for, I think, 4 on the Floor, I borrowed the gold top, which I think belongs to Paul, but Duncan plays it all the time. Gibson gold top.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hey, so what's going on with Broken Teeth right now? I mean,
We've got
doing
gigs
another
coming up.
record. Or, I know you had a gig over at the 310 Club, right?
We
Over
have
for-
like a drop box because we're all separated. We're all
Right.
We had actually got into a room recently. We've done 2 rehearsals in the last few months, and it was just like we haven't skipped a beat. You know, we get together and it's just like that could have been a gig. But we have like a Dropbox where we all throw riffs in there, and I think when it comes time to do a new album, we'll probably have, as usual with that band, a surplus of music.
So I know Jason's got like 3 or 4 different things going on right now. Yeah. He's got another, what is that? That Cassius,
what was it called?
Cassius King.
Cassius King, yeah.
He said he's doing another one of those.
Which is kind of a priesty metal thing, right?
Yeah, it's very cool.
I think I've only heard one song by them.
Yeah, so he's got a bunch of stuff, and I always.
And we're doing the Dirty Looks thing. He's involved in that, and
you got more gigs for that coming up, or
there's going to be stuff happening.
Oh wow, awesome! Anything here? Or?
Band, we need to for sure.
Yeah,
that's probably how we'll kick it off, and then other than that, we'll probably do like whatever festival stuff we can do that makes sense.
That's what we're wondering about the festivals.
Tour.
If I think because they moved the Motley thing till next year, so it started June of next year, 22. Motley, Poison, and Def Leppard, Joan Jett, the whole big thing, stadium tour.
Joan Jett stole a date from me once.
Who?
I think Joan Jett did.
A chick?
Yeah.
Oh.
Are you talking about a gig, or are you talking about a date?
Chick.
A date.
Okay.
Hey, you're not Joan Jett.
I can elaborate.
That's a great story.
So there was a girl that was like,
she came.
Sorry,
to the
taxi. I'm going with Joan Jett.
I mean, I get it. Same haircut.
I get it. If I was between you and Joan,
you got fucking cock blocked by Joan Jett.
Well, like, I worked for Hooters for a really long time. I worked for them when there was only like 7 stores.
Right.
And
that was back before it was all girls working there. He had the outfit on and everything.
But one of the times I got fired before I realized I'm really good at this. I can make more money if I just care. But I didn't care because I was going to make it.
That's awesome.
My band was playing.
I like that. You need some more coke?
One show a month, 1,000 people, Motley Crue's pyro guy. We were going to make it. We were in Metal Edge magazine, all the stupid crap. Anyway.
Jerry Miller, whatever happened to her?
She died.
Oh, I heard that.
Nice, Bobby.
Well, no, but so whatever happened to her? I'm sorry.
Sad trombone sound.
No, when you said that, it clicked in my brain that I did read a thing about her passing away. Yes, so
but she did.
Okay.
Anyway.
Sorry about that.
I
can edit that out later.
That's the editor's note to put this in the next commercial.
Yeah.
Bing. Anyway,
that'll be the promo clip for this episode.
Yeah, so I'm working for a place in Atlanta called Boomers, which was the first. Now there's all kinds of
Boomers,
all kinds of restaurants.
Yeah, there's a ton of them. Yes,
Hooters was the OG. There's Twin Peaks, there's Bone Daddies, and all these other things. But Boomers in Atlanta was like a Hooters, but they had full bar. Hooters has full bar now, but they didn't back then, and they did. And there was a really cute bartender that worked there. And
what was his name?
Bruce. Anyway,
Bruce.
She's like, "What are you doing tomorrow?" I said, "I'm going to see Aerosmith and Joan Jett." She goes, "Oh, I'm going to be there too. Let's go out for drinks afterwards."
Joan's date.
Cool. So show's over. I go to the place where we're supposed to meet, and she doesn't show up. And then I go back to work, and a week later she shows back up. I mean, I didn't care. I had nothing invested in this. I just thought we were going to hang out. And I go, "Hey, I thought we were going to hang out at wherever after the show. What happened to you? And you've been gone from work." I thought maybe something happened to you. She goes, "No, I became Joan Jett's girlfriend for a week, and then we got in a fight." And
that was it.
I didn't get insulted at all. I went,
"Awesome.
I get it.
Good for you."
Had it been turned around, I would have done the same thing to you.
Yeah.
I would have been Joan Jett's girlfriend for a week.
Yeah.
For sure.
I remember seeing her at Liberty Lunch.
Pink's girlfriend.
You want to be Pink's girlfriend?
I would love to be Pink's girlfriend.
She might kick your ass. I don't know.
You short poured me there, bro.
What do you call it? I remember seeing Joan Jett at Liberty Lunch, like probably.
Is this what I'm doing? Hold on.
What's that?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's the same one. Look at that, just fucking appears. Look at a new bottle. Boom.
Yeah, I know, but
David doesn't know how to open bottles.
I can't.
Should we do tribute to Iron Wolf? The sponsor and everything. Has that already happened? Or
I played a commercial in the beginning, but my wonderful sponsor, Iron Wolf Ranch and Distillery from Spicewood Springs, And
see all these empty bottles on
So
on the desk.
it has nothing to do with the road that's on the way
we're
up here?
partaking in the spirits tonight, and there you go. We're doing the bourbon. I'm actually having some of the hot scotch. That's my poison of choice.
It's making the noise and everything.
Yeah, that's cool. They're shaky hands. Dude, how many have you had?
Not enough,
I'm
apparently.
always like that.
Is it my cologne?
We got ice cubes. No, but anyways, I saw her. Oh, it was like during her like crew cut blonde phase, and I'll never forget. She had an all woman road crew at the time, so there's no dudes on it whatsoever. It's all a bunch of chicks running around.
That's great.
Yeah, but that's my story.
It'd be cool to be the one
I
dude.
remember seeing Joan Jett once, and her bass player had hairier chest than either one of us.
What was her
put
name?
Together. No, it was a dude, but
Okay.
but at that show, Joan Jett's wife and kid was sitting on the side of the stage.
The band that I started when I first moved to Atlanta, Smartass, which was a glam band, which eventually 2 singers, 3 singers later became Cadillac Voodoo Choir as we evolved musically. But we had an all-female road crew, and Mickey and Sid, if you're watching, love you guys, but they took no shit from anybody because there were some shows where back in those days, people would poke a hole in your kick head.
Oh, yeah.
Well, especially in Atlanta. I don't think that kind of shit happened here. That's why we moved here. It was so dog eat dog there, and it's not here. Everybody's so supportive. of each
Especially
other.
on tour with Cadillac Voodoo Choir, like we realized we had a lot of equipment on stage, mostly because Danny had a Rhodes, a keyboard, a trombone, bongos, a guitar rig, so much shit. And like whenever the band before us would get off stage, it was time for us to get on. And when it was time for us to get off, it took us longer, but we would always help the band after us. We played the Buddy Holly Festival in Lubbock. And it's a big deal.
Well, he's from there, so
Yeah. So they called us and said, "Hey, do you want to play the Buddy Holly Festival?" And I made this up at the time. I go, "All right, well, that's cool. Yeah, we'd like to do that." You know what? I didn't know anything about it. What's this event about? Well, you know, the whole college comes out. And it's a big deal. It's a couple thousand people. I go, and I made this phrase up. That falls into our festival rates. Well, what's that? I go, well, you know, I want $2,000. Okay, that's fine.
Wow.
And I remember
You're like sitting there going, man, I could have asked for 4.
I could have asked you. I could have got 10
yeah,
grand.
but I remember being backstage and like every rock band, even Bowling for Soup, I remember them watching them walk out with a stack of money. Bowling for Soup, you know, Joe Blow, 100, blah, blah, blah. Bowling for Soup, 250. Cadillac Voodoo Choir.
And they gave it to you.
No one besides Trip and Daisy got paid for that show. Anyway, we played. Now, these kids have been partying. Like, all the fraternities set up couches and barbecues and whatever. Thousands of people. It's a huge festival. By the time we get on stage, right before sundown, everyone is just hammered.
They're a mess.
College hammered. So we're playing as the sun goes down. Now, in the time, I hope it still happens. When the sun goes down, everyone takes all their couches that they brought for their fraternity sorority areas and throws them in a pile and sets them on fire.
Oh, shit. Like Woodstock 99 or some shit, right?
We're playing for Armageddon.
Yeah.
They're so drunk
It's
that
out
they're
of control.
throwing things at us out of love.
Yeah.
It wasn't malicious, and we knew that, but we had to ask the stage manager, look, we get it, but like, please don't throw cups of beer at the keyboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we're just, hey, everyone, if you don't mind. And then everyone hated us. They're like, whatever, up.
Yeah.
So we play, but, you know, we helped the band before us get off because we knew we needed time to get on. We play our show. It's interrupted, but it's amazing. We get to see the fires. And actually, at one point, unfortunately, somebody left their propane tank barbecue too close.
No.
And there was a thing. It got handled. No one got hurt. But it was a scare.
It was a little scary, yeah.
A little bit.
We play. We're loading our stuff off. And Trip and Daisy, and don't know them personally, but I know that Beavis and Butthead made them bigger, whatever. Anyway, and they just start yelling at us. And we're like,
I remember that.
Look, we have a lot of stuff and we'll help you load up. No, fuck you.
Oh,
this,
shit.
that, blah. And we're like, okay, cool. So we had backed our tour bus and our trailer up to the stage, and we load all of our stuff up, and Tripp and Daisy gets up, and they play one song, and then out of nowhere, golf ball size hail starts raining on whatever.
Oh, shit.
Was it 3,000? Was it 10,000 people?
Yeah.
It was the
It's
the Buddy
people.
Holly Festival.
A lot of people.
But like everyone just scatters, and I was like,
Yeah.
They played one song. So basically, we headlined the Buddy Holly Festival. Nice. And then we all went back to the hotel where all of the bands were put up. And you know what happened after that. Because all the bands in one hotel and the festival gets shut down, the whole place came back to that hotel. It was a madhouse.
You have a bar in there?
There was a bar in every room, dude.
Yeah.
Well, no, usually some hotels don't have a hotel bar where you go
They
downstairs.
didn't need one. Everybody had beer.
It didn't matter. All we had to do was just open our door.
I spent a month in Lubbock, and at the time I was a big. This has got to be like maybe like 2010ish maybe. I was there for like a month for a job, and all I remember was how fucking flat it was, and then the altitude is way up there. So I was at the time I was not to say a runner, but I would jog, to keep in shape. And I couldn't jog more than 10 feet without fucking trying to almost passing out.
Yeah.
I was like, it was the fucking oxygen was just not around, Yeah, but
I went to high school there.
Did you really?
Yeah. He's from there.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but I found the altitude to be just too much for me. I couldn't.
What? Have you ever played in Colorado?
Yeah,
I have. Yeah.
Denver's
You need
rough.
a week of drinking and oxygen to even unload your gear.
I didn't have any problem in Colorado when I was there. That was
Really?
like mid 90s.
Oh my
God, yeah, we would get lightheaded moving gear there.
I remember playing Colorado Springs, and we actually.
Yeah.
I don't know the name of the roads, but there's this one. It's one of the main ones that kind of goes way up, and then it drops down. It goes into this fucking like this little gully or whatever. There's a bunch of clubs, but I remember it was Thanksgiving, and something happened where the van broke down or something, and we walked up like to go have Thanksgiving dinner at the Waffle House. We were walking in the middle of a fucking snowstorm. It's fucking horrific, man. Ugh.
Cali Voodoo Choir, we toured through Colorado every summer and every winter, and it was always amazing.
Well,
and
it's a
actually,
great state.
Dan and I started filming like skits and doing crazy stuff,
Yeah.
and then that was part of a whole U.S. tour. We ended up playing in Buffalo, New York, and somebody broke into our tour bus and stole our video camera of all of
We
our
sold several things, but that was the one thing we're like, we had all this
irreplaceable.
irreplaceable
that
stuff, and we never did it again after that. We were so like
Distraught. It's just like
it just ruined it.
Shit, now everybody's got cell phones. They don't even need a fucking video camera.
Like
Yeah,
we
It's
would
fucking crazy.
go just like Gonzo.
We were doing like a wilderness survival thing, but we'd always made it obvious there'd be like a
wilderness
sign
survival thing.
There'd be like a sign from a hotel in the background, whatever. And we were like in the bushes, acting like we were in the woods. Like it was always obvious we weren't really
Right,
deep in the
or
wilderness.
acting like cavemen and trying to beat up the condiment. I mean, the
On a fucking
concession
Bigfoot
machine.
hunt or some shit?
Yeah.
And people looking at us were like, just keep filming, just keep going.
Yeah, attacking the.
So we had this
soda
whole like awesome videography of that. I think it was that at that point. Is that the tour that Dave went to jail?
Not this
I
Dave.
don't think so.
Not you. No, our
the other
manager
Dave.
got wrongly accused of raping somebody.
Oh.
And what got him out of it was the girl said, and the whole time that he made me do blah, 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 at knife point, he was playing Achy Breaky Heart on his cassette player. And our manager was like, I will never, have never, will never, and won't ever own a Billy Ray Cyrus CD.
You've got
Cassette.
the wrong guy.
Cassette.
We were on a 2 or 3 month tour of the United States,
So it's a
and
different
all of
guy?
a sudden, right before we get to
What the fuck?
New Orleans,
Yeah,
I've never played a good show in New Orleans.
I like New Orleans.
We'll get to that. The
So
police
is it-
show up and arrest our manager and his.
Now, wife.
No, actually, they got married. We played a show at the Howlin' Wolf in New Orleans. Again, horrible show because as soon as we'd get to New Orleans, no matter what time of day, you could drink. So everybody in Cadillac Voodoo Choir would just run out into the streets to get wasted, and then we'd come back and play a show. But we dedicated the end of our show to our manager, Dave Wiley, and his still wife, Mary Ann. They got married on stage, and then somewhere after that, some stupid police report that at the time, the police faxed a picture, who faxed a picture, who faxed a picture, and Dave drove this kind of car when he had driven from Atlanta to Austin with our singer Chad at the time to introduce him to our then, who would become our booking agent. Anyway, it's so screwed up, but Dave gets arrested on a rape charge.
Jesus.
So it gets to the point
That's
where
not
they
a charge you want
are
either.
telling his neighbors, "You live next to a rapist,"
and
all this shit. But because the picture of the person who did it, 3 facsimiles later, looks like anyone. But Dave drove a shit brown '76 Corvette or whatever it was.
Chevette or something.
Chevette, yeah, sorry. And so we
Big difference. Big difference.
we finished the tour without Dave. We're all completely distraught.
Yeah.
Mary Ann has turned into from our monitor person to our road manager and
sound person. And
sound person. It was so bad. I don't even know where we started now.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Let's play a song.
Let's play a song.
Let's
From
dedicate
who?
this one to David over here, Broken Teeth.
Well,
Right
let's
on.
say
Let's do it.
I want to say this. So I want to do what everyone is doing that's relevant. Because I'm so proud of Dave, and Danny's been doing his own thing. I have nothing to contribute except what I've been doing for the past couple of years is writing lyrics, and I want everyone to do dramatic readings of some of my more ridiculous things.
Nice.
Is that okay?
Where can people find this?
With that.
Huh?
Where can people find these writings?
Right now.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Right
All
now.
right.
Exclusive.
Okay,
Exclusive.
Play this, and then we'll work on that.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
4 on the Floor. Anything about this song, David?
Well, this
Besides
is
that it
Jared's
kicks-
riff,
besides that it
and
kicks
he's actually
ass.
taking the solo, but it's my favorite song off the newest album. So
It's a great fucking tune. This is a great album too.
yeah.
Why does it freak me out that you're cursing even though it's your show?
Thank
Go ahead. What?
You go
What?
ahead.
All right.
You go ahead. I had to unmute everybody.
So 2 weeks ago,
I remember the conversation we
an
had.
off night, but you were hanging out with Tony Parks from
Yeah, we're talking about our January show, yeah.
Push Monkey, and you were just approaching your 400th show, actually. So I guess it's over a month ago.
A couple, 2-3 weeks ago. I took last week off. I had some bunch of personal stuff I needed to do, so yeah. Oh, you know what I gotta talk about really fast here, and I totally blew it off. We got a big giveaway going on right now with Jason McMaster. You know about this?
I don't.
We're
You don't
giving
know
away
about
Jason
this?
McMaster?
Oh my God.
You know
What's he
him?
good for? He's kind of scrawny.
You know him?
Anyway, so here it is. The CobraCast podcast with Bobby Sharron and Austin's resident metal god, Jason McMaster, have teamed up together for the giveaway you have been waiting for. Believe it or not, you've been waiting for it. Danny, you've been waiting for this.
I don't even know what I've been waiting for.
You've been waiting for it,
can't wait
buddy.
to find out.
Anyways, in the words of Jason himself, okay, here it is, the legacy package. Longtime rock and roll metal enthusiast, Jason McMaster is doing a goodie bag giveaway. Goodie bag giveaway.
People love goodies.
I do. I fucking love
My
goodies.
grandma loves them.
Anyways, anything from Dangerous Toys, Igniter, Godzilla Motor Company, Broken Teeth, Howling Sycamore. Have you heard of Howling Sycamore?
I've heard of them.
That shit is fucking out of control. Howling Sycamore is like next level metal. You got to hear this shit. It's like symphonic metal on the next level. It's crazy. It's great. Got
Is
like
that with Don Van Stavern?
I don't. It's some guy from. It's an Italian guy, Italian guitar player, I think.
Okay, yeah. None
of those guys have ever met each other. Anyways, anything from Dangerous Toys, Igniter, Godzilla Motor Company, Broken Teeth, Howling Sycamore, Cassius King, anything McMaster related could be in this glorious, mysterious crypt of hard rock, heavy metal goodie bag. So in order to enter for this, this is all you have to do is leave me a PM, Bobby Sharron, on the CobraCast podcast with Bobby Sharron Facebook page and leave the message McMaster goodie bag. And that's all you got to do. So anyways, we're going to pick the winner on the next episode. Episode 405. So put your name in there, just CobraCast podcast with Bobby Sharron Facebook page, and put McMaster goodie bag. That's all you got to do. And we got about 40 or 50 names in it so far.
It's everything I've been waiting for.
I'm telling you, but knowing Jason, he's going to make this goodie bag good. It's not going to suck. It's not going to be.
Yeah, it's not a baddie bag.
It's not going to be a baddie bag. It's going to be a very goody bag. So check it out.
Like what? What's in the goodie bag?
I'm going to think CDs, T-shirts,
all kinds of
stickers.
Dude, I was at his house day
DNA
before
samples,
yo-yos.
I was at his house. Yo-yos. Hold on, listen. I was at his house day before yesterday, and the artist that drew the new Judas Priest album, which is called what?
Firepower.
Great
record, by the way.
The artist that drew that cover, he gave me a copy of that cover signed by that dude.
Oh, nice. Fucking awesome. His garage must be like just.
He's got a man cave that's sensory overload.
Yeah.
You go and it's just all kinds of memorabilia everywhere.
But anyway, so he contacted me about a month ago, and he goes, man, I'd like to do it on my show, but you're more out there, with the people on Facebook, and, you do your thing live and yada, yada. So I think it'd be a better platform on yours. I said, okay, no problem. So we hooked it up and got a bunch of people that have entered already. So next episode on Thursday, we're going to pick that winner. Bam. And Jason will send you a goodie bag from hell. So.
Awesome.
Thursday.
So Jason made himself a koi pond in his backyard.
I don't know. I was asking if I could enter and shit, but
Let's talk about your lyrics. I think we should get to that.
Yeah, we need to get your lyrics.
Well, first of all, like with anybody that knows Ameritrash knows that we put out an album and then there's been this long break because I moved away twice, Taxi moved away, life, and
Kids.
Life happens.
So it's finally back to where we're all starting to look at each other and go, let's
and then COVID.
And then COVID, yeah.
COVID fucked
right after
everything
we were
up.
like ready to start doing some shit. But we've been talking very seriously about doing another album, which we're very excited about doing. And, I've got a few songs that we may or may not do. And Taxi and I have been writing together again. And David's been promising for about 10 years that he's going to send me some rips. So I'm sure any second now I'm going to get some rips from Dave.
Oh, here they are.
He's just been holding back.
Hey, go look in the Dropbox.
But until then, to hold you over, for the next Ameritrash album, when that is, we don't know when that's going to come out, but in the next year, hopefully we'll get that pulled together. Taxi has some lyrics.
I gotta interrupt just 1 second. Please put out a record. Don't put out singles.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Damn it, that's gonna cancel out what I was about to say.
What were you about
or
to say?
Or an EP or
I was about to
something.
say I just want us to get into the studio and do something just to get the wheels rolling.
Like an EP or something.
Yeah,
it will be good.
But to do a full length would be awesome.
There's no reason not to do a full length.
Doing full length.
No, there's no reason not to.
I'm a full length guy.
Like I said, I have songs. We're throwing together songs. You're gonna send some stuff. We'll have an album put together like nothing right now. It's gonna be super.
Yes.
Well, in the past year, Danny's been doing a lot of production for other people, and doing a lot of songwriter, producer. What?
I'm a clown sometime.
Right.
Part-time.
Clown.
Balloon animals.
Balloon animals.
Balloon animals. I like those.
Danny will be writing a song or working on someone else's song when they trade files, and he's like, dude, I need something. And I'll throw in my 2 cents, and it makes sense or I don't. The thing that I love about working with these guys is nobody gets butt
cheap.
hurt.
They come cheap.
And that.
And quickly. But I heard this many years ago. Mick Jagger said, write something every day. A word, a riff, a lyric, an idea. And, because you have 365 days a year, you need 12 songs for an album, something will work out. Now, I can't say that I do that every day, but earlier today, was scrolling through my phone and went and saw some of the most ridiculous, no one can relate things that may or may not ever be anything. So I figured it'd be funny if we did dramatic readings. If you guys read it, not me, because you have no idea where I was at the time, and I probably don't either. So, wait, maybe not that.
Anything but that one.
There once was a man from Nantucket.
Yeah, so there's 3 y'all. Let me see what's going to be good for this. No, too dark.
Too dark.
I want you to read this.
Okay.
Dramatically.
Dramatically.
Now, everything starts with lyric or lyric idea or theme, so skip that part and just read it and pause and read the next
I
line.
wish I had a pipe I could smoke while I was reading this. Look at that chicken. Hey, look at that chicken. Man. Hey, look at that. Look at that chicken.
Thank you.
Wow. That was awesome.
Hang on. The camera's right there?
That speaks to me.
He makes
that speaks to me.
Wow.
It makes me feel like I'm really looking at a chicken.
That reminds me of that movie I watched last night.
But here's what I know about the things that I write. If I can remember the melody, I write something and then I put it away. If I can remember it 2 weeks later, I go, that's worth something.
That's memorable.
Yeah.
Now, I wrote this as a children's song. And it was like, look at that chicken. Hey, look at that chicken. Man, hey, look at that. It doesn't matter.
It made sense at the time.
It made sense to me. It's genius. Copyright 2021.
Yeah.
Me.
We also got the hamburger song. That was very
You're
nice.
welcome to play that if you want to.
I have it lined up right in
I'm
front of
going
me.
through some of my
Have you heard the
most
hamburger
ridiculous.
song?
No, is that something of his?
Yeah.
Let me see what else I have pulled up. I screenshotted some of my dumb stuff.
Oh boy, my dumb stuff.
Oh, I like this. You read this one.
Okay.
Dramatically.
They're like haikus.
They are like haikus, but worse.
But worse.
Because I'm a song contributor. I'm a song collaborator, but I'm not a song writer because I don't play a melodic instrument because I'm lazy.
Okay.
I didn't learn to play guitar or piano. Anyway.
Go ahead, Dave.
The lyric part, do I say that?
Okay.
Read
whatever you want to read.
Read it with gusto.
Till we don't. Blah, blah, before. Blah, 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 we won't. Blah, blah, and so, can't we just love each other? We don't.
Until we don't.
Until we don't.
That's a haiku right there.
It is a haiku.
It is.
It brought a tear
but
to my...
sometimes I just write blah, blah, blah.
It's like a low IQ haiku.
So good.
It's a special
That's
IQ.
So good,
That's
dude.
so
I
good.
know. That makes a tear run down everyone's leg.
The whole thing is what the depth is in the blah blahs because it could be anything, and
Yeah.
it makes you really think.
Yeah, when there's variables like
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
this could mean
Anybody could trip it.
absolutely anything.
Somebody just left a comment and says, "This is quality podcast fodder." Is that good?
I think it's
That is not good. That is sarcasm.
Is it
It sounds like
sarcasm?
It's not. It's not from Megan, is it?
Oh, it's from Waterloo Underground Television. You know who that
I
is?
think that's my mom.
No, that's fucking Nathan Oliveras.
Is
So-
that who it is?
That's who it is.
Yo, bro, how you been, man?
I talk to him all the time. He's great.
We all agreed to not get into sad shit tonight, but I've been through a lot of stuff. I'm in therapy. Danny's in therapy. I honestly want us to talk about that because it's therapy,
Sure, man.
sort of mental illness awareness month. Let's go there next. But so I'm not a stoic. I dabble in it. I find inspiration in it. Be in the moment, live your life. So I'm going to give you this one. So please read it dramatically.
I have to read
as
this one?
dramatically as you can.
I put my old man glasses on. Where did he go?
Oh, right there. There you go.
Okay, here we go. Be in the moment. I can't be in the moment when there's a shark in my goddamn swimming pool.
Thank you very much.
That was beautiful.
You have a bunch of these?
That's fantastic.
This is
I had to
this is good.
I had to narrow it down.
This is good shit for
But what I'm saying is like
this is good shit for
you're
liner
just
notes.
like driving down the road and something. Oh, and you do
No.
voice to text or
Somebody
you,
needs to
Again,
put out a poetry book.
Mick Jagger said, write something down every day, an idea, a riff, a theme, a moment, and I have
haiku.
so
Totally
many.
get it.
But for tonight, I went, well, if we get there, because you're going to be like, well, I've been on tour with these guys. And Danny's like, well, I've been producing this and writing songs for that.
Yeah.
Which he calls me, hey, help me with this chorus. But
And I've been stuck in
I'm
this
not
room.
them. I'm not them. My talents are otherwise. I'm a contributor. I'm not the main guy. But if I write 365 different ideas, if 3 of them work, just like the Ameritrash record, I
There you
didn't
go.
write any of those songs, but I came up with some themes.
And some stuff could work together like a chicken shark song.
Right.
Chicken shark.
chicken
Yeah.
shark.
Everybody's terrified of chicken sharks. It's
I
the
am.
worst kind.
I don't even know what a chicken shark is, but I'm afraid of it.
It's terrifying.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Let's play another song.
About
I brought up a lot of alternatives. One song is like, I don't want to talk about my feelings and blah, because, hey, we need to talk. Oh, shit. And another one was just about being young, dumb, and full of cum. And I went, nope, I'll pick these other 3. The
Good
point
choice.
is, every day, write down a word, a theme, a riff, a melody, and then you only need 10, 12 songs for an album.
I get
But
your
these
point.
days, you just need one thing for
I
a
forget-
release.
I forget every now and then. I'll go through my phone and my audio stuff and my lyrics. I forget. I'm like, I've got so much stuff that I haven't done anything with.
Yeah.
That it's part of why I know like we could put together an album like nothing, because I sit on stuff and forget it even happened. I just listen. I've got guitar riffs on things. I'm like, oh God, I forgot about it. This is great. I got to do something with this. But so I know it's going to be easy for us to do a thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Dude, I've been writing riffs with Ken Kokel just because he's like, dude, he wants to have a creative outlet. And he'll come over and we'll just bang out some shit. And I'm always like, shuffling, what I'm doing with the kid, what I'm doing with life, whatever.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, I'm going to, want to be a good friend to you. You're a good friend to me. So we'll do this. And okay. And he's walking out the door. I'm like, yeah, we just wrote some trash.
Yeah.
And then I listen
but at least
back
you're
to
writing,
it, or,
though,
or no, I'm writing with him to like one of our gigs out of town, and he'll play it for me. I'll be like, that's actually really good.
Yeah.
Just like this thing that we hustled on, and I was almost like half-hearted into.
Right.
So it's like,
This has been on my playlist for a long time. This album.
what
And
is the Ameritrash album?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of people who really like this album, and sometimes I find myself hanging out with people that I would not even know that they knew about it, and they want to push play on it. You know, I'm at a party drinking or something, and all of a sudden, here's this stuff, and it's like it's become legendary to some folks.
Well, the cool thing about it is, I mean, I think there's like a song for everybody on this record. You know what I mean? You're not all in the same kind of vein.
It is all over the place.
You know what I mean? And that's what's cool about it, you know? So.
Yeah. Like the song Meant to Be, I was hanging out with Danny and his first wife, and he was trying to justify everyone like doubting their relationship. And I came over just to hang out, and he goes, let's write a song. And he had like 2 mushrooms, which was not enough for everyone. So diced them up. We made some tea. Me and him went in the garage, and I wrote the chorus, which was a flow of consciousness. But in the end, I go, wow, it's a very Tom Petty-ish song, Meant to Be.
I like the way the cadence of the chorus is like almost like not really falling. It reminds me
that's
of
all
him.
On
Sean Colvin. You know, it reminds me of the Sean Colvin song.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just, you know, even with Cadillac Voodoo Choir or even Smartest before that, like something comes up and I go, everyone leave, like just give me a moment. That was one of those moments with this, and we even argued about it when it was time to record. It was like, this doesn't really fit in with what we're doing, and I'm like, who fucking cares?
Yeah.
I don't think we could think like that anymore. I think that
No.
what we do,
We just do it now.
we could do a song that almost sounds like just like thrashy punk rock, and then follow it with a real pretty song.
Yeah. But back then we were like, we
were trying to find a definition.
Right.
We were.
We didn't
but
have
right
one.
now I'm like, I don't care. I just want to hang with you guys and write a good song. And
Well, it's us.
Yeah.
right. And are we going to go on tour? We are not. But can we get some mailbox money? Can this be in a movie or be in a commercial or
for sure.
get
Right?
licensing?
Can I keep showing up to a party?
But
and
you know
people
what?
play
If
it?
somebody goes, "Wow, you're the next Foo Fighters," well, okay.
You know, the weird thing about
but
it
we're
is
bringing our kids.
Dude, Foo Fighters isn't defined.
No, that's
They're-
true.
Yeah,
That's
No.
true.
Yeah.
But we were on that page early. We kind of fought it in the beginning, but like when we put out this record,
I knew that was going to happen.
we had other songs.
we're gonna
like,
find out who we
no,
are.
Yeah.
fuck it. Let's just put this like
Yeah.
it was even like re-recording Intern.
I think I overthought it the most.
Because you want to do that
But
when you first get
you
together.
were
Like,
the
we're going to
new-
be this.
the new
Yeah.
front guy.
That's the
But,
dumbest
like-
thing to do. You know, you're like,
Yeah.
we're going to be this. Well, I don't know, but Broken Teeth is we're this.
Yeah, you're this.
We know what we're doing,
Yeah.
but you know,
But
what we do as us, you know, it's not something that we can't say we're a pop rock band or we're a hard rock band or we're whatever. You know, it's it's just we're gonna vomit some stuff out.
You know, that's the thing.
And
is-
somehow it all fits together.
Yeah, if someone wanted to kind of like place you in a category, I don't think you have one.
No.
It's somewhere just like pop rock or you can't say punk
You know,
rock. I mean,
it's Cheap Trick. It's
yeah, you got
Kiss,
you got
it's
elements of all
punk,
sorts of
it's-
stuff into it.
Well,
you
I
know?
felt
Whatever.
like me trying to play like Cheap Trick, you know, trying to be Rick Nielsen
Yeah.
was keeping us from getting locked into like a lit or something like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But your voice isn't like that either.
Right.
Your voice isn't. Your voice is a soulful voice. So it's its own
and
thing.
I still think that we have yet to lock into all of that.
That's why I'm excited about this next thing, because I know that's where we are now. Like, we know we are a lot more than when we started that album.
Maybe.
The one
I'm going to
song,
say maybe.
No, we do.
yeah, but
I'm gonna
we'll
leave it
see.
open.
But
I
the
feel
one
confident
song that we did write, which Dave didn't have the opportunity yet to contribute to, every step of the way.
Yeah.
It's very alternative. It's weird. It's never going to be.
It's got an awesome midsection, and I hear like big rock riffs in there. That
Yes.
can
But
be
you
what I
haven't
do.
had the opportunity to come in yet because we were all separated. Like,
Yeah.
it has a lot of right things, and some of the wrong things are cool, but we need you to bring that in, but we haven't been able to get in a room.
Right. We should do that.
We should do that.
You need to.
I'm glad we all came here today so we could discuss this.
So, by the way,
Otherwise,
Bobby,
we never would have discussed it.
This used to be our lives. Our lives were like I would go teach at the guitar school, and we had a lockout room at Music Lab, which isn't there anymore, and we
shared it with
the Platforms.
Yes,
which was all girl punk rock band that me and Ash wrote their songs. Yeah, and we would show up. Somebody would bring a case of beer, rotated whose job it was to bring the beer. And we'd sit there and muscle our way through these songs, and it was like, I don't know, like we all just got along so well. We're just like, brothers from the start.
Yeah.
We're definitely looking for another record. So
yes, another record.
Let's play another song. Let's do Hey.
Let's
do it.
Sound good?
I played some theremin
resonates
on this song.
in my life, even like because that's total Danny. Now, Dave with a theremin, and I just dummied through the drum parts, but like...
I remember I showed up with that thing, and y'all were like, what is that?
No. But it's so right. It's so Soundgarden.
Like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Like Danny reined in his Chris Cornell on that song. It's unlike any other song on the Broken record, but like even just like 2 days ago... I was listening to that, and I just, because I'm arrogant, and I didn't write those lyrics, but Danny writes really deep stuff. I write poppy, melody, even our song, better than this. I'm like, I'm going to write a song that goes, wada, wada, wada. And I wrote, I don't want to wonder why, don't want to wonder what if, don't want to waste my time. I take a more of a almost Paul McCartney approach, but Danny takes it deeper. But when on certain songs, when you reflect back to, especially with Hey, like right now in my life, I'm like, like punch you in the heart. He can do that. I'm from a Mellencamp, Stephen Pearcy, stupid, ridiculous, what rhymes, what stream of consciousness point of view.
What's going to make you sing it over and over?
Right. Dave is a master of riffs, and all right, let's progress into that. But Danny is just the leader of this band. And
one thing I got to say about this guy is people don't realize how great of a guitar player this guy is.
Oh, thank you.
No, it's true though. There's guys in town that like you do the Purple Room thing and you got all these other bands, but you throw a fucking tune at him. If he doesn't know how to play it, he'll learn how to play it on the fucking spot. I've seen it happen. It's like, man, and the more people talk about him, to me about, oh man, you fucking see what Beeson's doing. I mean, it's like, they threw this fucking tune at him. It was like some wedding gig you played at, and it was like, well, he didn't know how to fucking play the tune. They got a request for a song. I don't know how true the story is, and you didn't know how to play it, but you fucking kind of learned on the fly how to play it to make the people happy. And it was like, yeah, I fucking seen it.
I go,
yeah, does all the time.
Honestly, people don't realize how fucking gifted he is.
When we saw him do the Ozzy, what was the name of the Ozzy tribute band?
War Pigs. Playing on the 30th.
We saw his first gig.
Yeah. Even that fucking Elton John gig, you got to see that shit. I can't wait to book that fucking band over at Iron Wolf. I really can't wait. I'm fucking psyched about that damn gig. We just got to fucking, I got to coordinate with Jason on it, and, of course we got to talk money and da-da-da-da.
Well, after you do that, then book me and Danny to do Piano Bar afterwards, because if you like Elton John, you'll love Sing Along Piano Bar.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Anyways.
Festival rates $2,000.
That would
festival rates.
Almost my mouth moved with yours.
Festival rates. Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Anyways, here it is for Hey. Anything about Hey? Hey.
Hi.
Great bass work by Paul Cano.
Yeah, Paul Cano played bass on
Did
it.
you really?
Yeah, Paul Cano played bass on the
Not
song.
on the
I had
record.
no clue.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, he did. He played on the record.
Beautiful.
The only thing I played bass on is what was it? I saw you.
McAllen, Texas.
And then I cured cancer.
Then you cured cancer.
And then I cured cancer. Beautiful.
Man, that was my favorite guitar player. I'm glad we listened to that song.
That what stands out when I do hear that album now, what stands out to me is your solos. I love
that I had to math out.
Yes.
Yeah, but I love your solos on that album. I think they're so catchy and cool.
Thank you.
You know what's really funny is like I'll be at work listening to the podcast on this one, you know, kind of going back the review and stuff. And they're like, "What do you listen to?" My favorite motivational speaker. And they're like, "Who's that?" Me.
Me.
Yeah,
I've always gotten along really well with
that's
me.
my worn out joke. Whenever people are playing my music around me, oh my favorite.
So I'm going to bring this out in the open because I'm the guy that doesn't care.
I don't give a fuck. That's all right.
I was talking to Danny because for the past year and a half, we've been, Danny's been producing other people, and he calls me, "Hey, we're doing this sort of a Bruno Mars thing or whatever. What do you think of this?" And I'll throw my 2 cents in because we don't care if someone knocks down your idea anymore. Helping with lyrics or choruses or a melody or whatever. So I've helped him with, because he's been recording other people, because he has become such an amazing producer. And I'll go, at 2:00 in the morning as I'm writing, look at that chicken. I'm writing things.
It's not a hen, it's a chicken.
Here's a song idea, steak, which he doesn't know what I'm thinking, but I have something in my head. And again, Mick Jagger said, write something every day, it will turn into something.
Right.
And I said, I just keep sending Danny my ideas, and he'll call me when he needs a gap filled, but I send my shit out to him. And I've had a lot of emotional stuff happening in the past couple of years that we won't get into, but he's like, you know what, send that to Dave. But even though we've been in Ameritrash for
16 years?
16 years.
No.
Nicholas was born in 06 or 08.
Yeah.
That's 13.
That's almost 14 years.
Almost 14, yeah, you're right.
Wow. And we had Ameritrash for a good 2 years before I started playing in Broken Teeth. I joined Broken Teeth in 06.
But we're a dad band.
Wow.
We get together when we can, but now
almost half our damn lives.
But with what's happening, he's like, well, send that to Dave. But I'm so, actually, because I'm so in awe of who David Beeson is, I'm like, but I feel comfortable with Danny because he and I used to, back in 1998, just like sit around and have drinks and toss shit around. But like, there's a weird, we're having a moment, Dave.
Okay.
There's a block I want to be gone where I want to throw things at you because I respect you so much and I see what you're doing. Like, there needs to be a thing where we could write maybe the next, Rumors album. I really feel that.
Yeah, I think I agree with that too. I think that like if we were to get into a room and sit there, it might be disappointing. It might be like
no, there's going to be 99 disappointments. And
exactly. That goes to the Mick Jagger thing.
Amazing. Song.
Yeah. Talking about Broken Teeth, when we went to go do the Viva La Rock Fantastico album, there was like one song that made it to the album that I was like, man, I really like the lyric idea, but I hate the riff. The riff is kind of shitty. And Jason was like, well, you wrote it. And what it was just like me and Jason would get in the back of the bus and he would make me pound out riffs on his little shitty recording machine. And, just did so many of them that, it would be something that he would react to. Oh, I really like this. And I can write something to this. I'm like, man, the riff is like not hitting me.
But you never know.
But you never, like we, we should get together. We should do that.
Better than this was I gave a little songwriting challenge to myself. I went, wada, wada, wada.
I remember that you and I did do a writing session together without Danny there. And you're like, oh, I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that. And I think what happened is like, we're like, hey, Danny, here you go. And you're like, yeah, it's not, I got nothing.
Yeah.
I don't remember that at all.
But that sounds like happen. It happened.
That sounds like a dick move.
No,
really.
That's not what it is.
I honestly feel like Danny is still very close.
It's just throwing shit at the wall. Throwing shit at the wall.
You were a really good. You are, but in the past, very soulful writer, and then you got into more Jellyfish, and then you got into being alternative. So you've been finding yourself, and especially producing other people, you're zeroing in. You and I have always fed off of him.
Yes,
but I need to
him
learn how to
feeding
write
off of us is hard for him to do.
You
not now,
but there's just a thing.
Maybe it was at the time, but I like doing that now. That's
okay,
like him sending me lyrics with me having no idea what melodies he had in mind was really fun.
Sure,
because we decided, hey, let's do the
one of two things is going to happen. I'll keep this positive. I could write a riff.
That's a good thing.
I could write a riff, and I'm like, this is what I'm hearing in my head, and imagine the arena. Here's my riff, right? And you would go, yeah, I've got no words for this. I can't make words work over this. Or you could, in a perfect world, you would figure out exactly what I was thinking too, right, and make that work. You know, what it is a song has to have a flow, and that's why I'm cool with the fact that you pretty much have the song idea, and then we pepper our thing on top of it.
Right.
Like I was saying that I do the, what do you call it, when we do an Ameritrash song, I'm sitting there going, okay, to keep this from being lit,
right, or whatever,
I'm gonna be rock and rolly on it,
right,
and make it sound like, you know, I'm gonna throw the Cheap Trick part of it on top of it. Cheap Trick was the first real big pop rock band,
right?
No, the Beatles were actually, but
I know where you're going.
God knows, we can keep going, but you see what I'm saying? Like that's what I feel like my role is in this band. Is like you come in with you guys have a nucleus of a song. Y'all have these really good lyrics.
Well, I'm also really good at writing guitar riffs that I'm not capable of playing.
Yeah. You'll bring it to me, and then I
come in and go, you're like, oh, like this, like that. Well, you just
that'll work. Yeah, there you go.
Right. So I don't feel like I'm an auxiliary guy. I feel like that what I'm doing, I'm contributing in that way.
Right.
And then then of course. When we did that album, when I did all the solos and when I did all the extra parts, it was basically me and Paul Sorosky drinking a shit ton of beer in his little studio room, and then I would like send it to you. What do you think?
Yeah.
And you'd be like, oh, well, holy shit, thank you.
All right. Now we've become a reality show, so I'm looking at the camera. Dave Beeson is full of shit because Danny and I admire
this is like your
him.
Confessional where they get close up on you.
The confessional podcast. Here it is.
So 15 years ago, we wrote the Broken Record, and Dave didn't realize how fucking important he is. Dude, Danny writes
crap.
60%
garbage
of the
horrific
melodies.
Crap.
No, he's got a song
and
idea.
80% of the lyrics, but I throw my thing in. I don't play a melodic instrument. I'm just a pork chop drummer. But I have I write lyrics like bell 2 3 4 5, smell 7 8 9,
and
blah.
And your lyric ideas have always been almost like a cadence or a rhythmic idea.
They are. I write very yes.
Yeah.
I do the whole studio thing because I grew up on Mellencamp, who writes songs about experiences, and I grew up on Rat, who is just stream of consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
It just is. So what works? What words rhyme together? Like our song Better Than This is a joke to me because I'm going to write a song that goes wada, wada, wada. I don't want to wonder why. I don't want to wonder what if. I don't want to waste my time if it never gets better than this. I don't want to live a lie. Won't be last on your list. But those lyrics now
that's a hook.
means something to me. And yes,
That's almost
means
like
something to me
a
in
good
my
guitar
life.
riff.
Yeah.
But that ridiculous start meant something, and it's a very dumb rock song that resonates with people.
I'm really big on like having a consonant rhythm in mind before I even have the lyrics. A lot of times, where I want the words to land and what sounds I want before I even know what I'm actually singing. And we both love alliteration. That's like something that comes up a lot.
Yeah.
But
So this is what happens.
I can see.
Yeah.
But
I'm
the
a
point
fly-
of
I'm a
this
fly on the
is
wall.
that
We're still friends, right?
I feel like,
Time will only tell.
you know, I've been the best man in both of Danny's weddings.
probably the next one too.
Y'all were tandem
You know,
best men at my wedding.
We have a history, but
fine.
like we feel like Dave's been there from the start, and Dave is one of the most accomplished, admirable, amazing guitar players on the planet. But I feel like you think that our history is an obstacle.
Nope.
You don't.
No, I don't think so.
You're
Good.
an idiot. You don't know anything.
So I
Had to
think
be
the
said.
next Ameritrash record,
It breaks
And
my
we will
heart, but I
sell
feel like
3
I've spent
copies.
more time with him in the last like 5 years than you have.
Yeah, that's true.
you have.
Yeah.
I moved away. We had
Yeah.
we because of Ameritrash, we started a cover band together. I was gone. I moved back. I became unreliable.
Dave and I are in 9 cover bands together.
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
top
yeah.
of everything else.
And honestly, you changed my life.
We look at each other and we go, oh.
And I actually I want to segue into something more important than music right now. I want to segue into mental health. Is that okay?
That's fine.
We'll keep it brief because we know
Doesn't
it's
matter.
kind of running
I'm
long.
going there
Yeah,
anyway.
We're 2.5 hours in already.
Yeah.
Well, if you're watching, you're watching.
yeah, good.
It's a good ride to Dallas.
I've gone through a lot of stuff in my life in the past 5-6 years. But the one thing I could always count on was coming home and seeing Dave, and he would go, "I love you, man. I miss you. Just be happy."
Yeah.
And that meant a lot to me. Now, I've been in therapy.
You should be happy. Go ahead.
I am happy.
I think everybody should be happy. I mean, that's
And
I think that's the goal of
I'm not
everybody.
No
ashamed
interest
to
in it.
admit that I've been going
No
to
interest.
No
see,
interest.
I've been in therapy for a lot of years, and when I was in Oregon, because I'm kind of a very aggressive personality, my therapist let me run the show. And then I went through some things here in Austin when we moved back. And again, my therapist was let me be dominant. And now I have
I
a
had
therapist.
a situation like that at once.
But now that I've met and I have a therapist who listens and goes, okay. And he guides me. And when I get out of control, I can see it. He does this.
You know we're going to steal that.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've led a very exaggerated life, and alcohol was great. I've lived my dream. But when things ebb and flow, I've relied on alcohol through a lot of it. And not that I've stopped drinking, but I don't drink every night. Like when I'm around you guys, I want to drink.
Yeah.
I would not want to.
Well, we're just.
about
I mean,
it.
like
but
even
it's-
like tonight,
it's
we're
jubial.
being like. I mean, we all of us haven't seen each other in a while. You know,
Right.
It's jubial.
So we're
it's
just
not like,
yeah,
oh
we're
my
just
God,
like,
I
we're
gotta drink.
socializing. Yeah, I know you're off the. You're,
But
you're on the wagon.
my point
That's
is,
vodka.
like,
Don't listen to him.
Need another one? You all right?
Yeah, actually, I do need a water. Thank you.
anybody that's hung in here this long, especially
welcome.
because of COVID and everything else, but like it's mental health awareness time. I have been going to a therapist
nuts.
who works for me. Mm-hmm. My life has been hard, and I'm trying to figure out who I am because I lived a very exaggerated, stupid life before, but that doesn't work out in the real world. And I'm going to pass it off to Danny because he has been in therapy for a good while too. And as much as we're sitting here talking about the good old days and bullshit and,
stuff.
I used to, this is a joke for us. Yeah. Well, I live in Houston. I used to have long hair. But this is life. We're just trying to do the things that we love. And we have children, we have wives, we have ex-wives, we have whatever. But if you're not feeling good about yourself, it's okay to go out and find someone who makes you feel good about yourself.
And don't assume, if you get therapy, don't assume that the first therapist you get is the one for you. Because
my third
one, they can be worthless. A lot of them are worthless. But when you find the right one, you know it, and it's super cool. And honestly, that plays into a lot of why there's been such a long break with Ameritrash too, because I know a lot of it's my fault because, I'm dealing with a lot of bipolar depression, and so I go into these funks for a long time where I don't want to write, I don't want to do anything creative. I've got nothing in me, and then every now and then I'll hit a spot where I can get above ground enough to where I can start thinking. But I want to say this. It's been hard.
This is a good place to pause and play your song and then elaborate.
Okay. Let's do that. So I have a solo project that I've been doing called System Automatic. And I call it that because with a name like Danny Smith, it's unsearchable. You can't use that name. It's so many people come up when you search that name. Even on Spotify, there's like multiple Danny Smiths. It's like
Joe Jackson.
So yeah, it's like that. So I'm called System Automatic.
When it's over.
When it's over.
Running from the feeling that I'm never gonna fly. I'm looking for the answer on the other side. Everything is changing like the weather and the wind, but it's never gonna blow that way again. Played it like a game, loved it like a bet, calling out your name, but your mama said ready to forget me. Try to be a better me, but never seem to change, so the ending's gonna be the same again. When it's over, then it's over. Take a back seat to your mind. Time is slower when it's colder. Hearts unwind. Picking up the pieces that are scattered on the floor that I promised I was never gonna break no more. Wanna play it different, but I can't get dry. The grass is getting drier on the other side. Something in my chest, nothing in my hands, counting on my feet, but it seems that I can never hit the landing. Never had it better if I never learned to bend, so the ending's gonna be the same again. Time
And we're back.
And we're back. When it's over.
76
but it's
degrees
not
in the
over.
big city. It's going to be a great day.
It's not over.
So, yeah, that was a fun song to write because I did it in a way I've never written a song before, where it was very modular, and I just started with like a riff and a drum beat, and then just started mumbling over top of it, and then kind of putting things together like as I went. Instead of like starting with an idea like I usually would do and go, oh, I'm going to write this song about this because I have this thing in my head and these lyrics kind of came to me. And then sitting down with the guitar and writing it out. Like this is just like I just sat on the computer and just put it together piece by piece and ended up loving it. But it was a totally different approach. I don't know if that would translate to what we do as far as.
Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
Please.
So, like, if I write a riff, hey, I got a riff, I'm going to send it to you. Drum machine. Here's my riff. Okay, and everybody listens to it. Okay, well, there's David's riff. If Danny, hey, I got this song idea, I'm going to send you the song idea. And he sends it to you, and it sounds like fucking ELO. There's like
orchestrations on it
going on in the background and like layers of background vocals. I'm like,
he's got a full demo waiting for you.
And of course, I'm always like, I just do this together. It's not mixed or anything.
It's funny.
Dude, I'm just don't play this for anybody. I got this song idea. Just tell me what you think about this lyric idea.
But it's always kind of sloppy. Like
I do the same thing with my choruses. I've sent him 50 words, themes, whatever, blah. And then he calls me and like, hey, I'm working on this guy's album. He doesn't know how to write songs. What's the chorus? Like, give me something, and we'll just stay up for hours.
So
like, it works. We could be the next Garbage.
So are you worried like that you send him little snippets of things? You know what I'm saying? You're saying that hey, Danny, listen to this idea I've got, and it's either like a text or it's like a blah, 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 blah.
I'm not worried about it. What I want to do is like to have you in that.
Sure. But what I'm saying is like, you know, like if I have like a idea versus what Danny sends me, because Danny sends me something and it sounds like
shit.
Whatever.
No, it doesn't sound like shit. No, it sounds like Live and Let Die. You know?
Right. But we don't play games. This is this, or I have a thing, but it sounds like that. Like, no. But
you can work with like, hey, I just sent you something that is dumb. I just sent you like 3 words, and here's a
right.
Here,
3 I words. I do that too. You have that with him. I have that with him. But when we can make this a triangle, it'll be amazing.
Yeah.
All the way to the bank, bitches.
All the way to the bank.
And with that,
on the way here, Danny was like, I have a riff. I'm like, dude, you know we're going to do an interview. We can't talk.
You call this an interview? You're kind of
you
call it.
It's pretty.
What are you doing here?
Why are you even here?
I'm running the. I'm
You're
the producer.
A switchboard guy.
I run the controls.
How rich are we gonna be?
I run the controls.
I'm gonna play this. How rich are we gonna be with this riff that you wrote?
We're going to be so rich.
Can't wait,
David.
Finally,
that when we go to a restaurant, you can order like soda. You don't have to get water.
Finally.
Yeah,
soda.
Finally.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm in.
No booze in the soda, just soda.
No, but real. I mean, in a cup, not in a bottle.
Yeah.
My dream is to get queso with the meat in it.
Wow. You're aiming too high.
Live in the
that's
dream.
good.
Would you like extra tortillas?
I've heard that's good.
Yes, I would.
Yes, without asking.
Without asking. Wow.
Okay, so we're going to wrap it up soon. So let me just say this because we're on the mental health thing. Something that I've been doing that I think a lot of people should look into is I've been doing ketamine treatments. I don't know if you've heard about that. I've done 3. I'm going to do a 4th on Thursday. But what it is, well, ketamine is used as horse tranquilizer for a long time. That's what it was. But
Why are you doing ketamine treatments?
Because I am a horse. They use
because you have
hung like a horse.
Well, because I'm bipolar. So
there it is.
So I already said that I have bipolar depression.
Did you?
So anyway, and I've tried a zillion different medications and nothing's really worked on me. I've got stuff that works for the top side, but for the low side, I haven't found anything that really works.
It's affected the rest of us.
So yeah. So Ketamine treatments, they give you smaller, obviously, than a horse doses.
I hope so.
And literally what happens is I sit in a recliner and I trip really hard for an hour and a half.
Oh, wow.
Like really hard to where like I am not a person. Time does not exist.
Oh, wow.
This complete craziness. And what it's supposed to do is re-establish pathways in your brain that have died out. And so that
neural pathways.
Yeah. So that,
that's awesome.
You know, the info that's supposed to be moving that hasn't been starts moving again. And,
wow.
You know, yeah.
And you were doing what to compensate for that?
I don't know. What was I doing? Oh, I was drinking. Yeah. I mean, we all drink, but I mean, I haven't been lately, but, that's always been one of those things when I realize I'm doing it heavy, I take a break, but I'm not supposed to drink while I'm doing these treatments anyway, because it affects it. Alcohol and
who do you
benzos.
go to? Give them props.
Yeah. I don't remember.
Austin.
No. It's something community, something research. But there are a lot of people that do it. Just look it up. It's expensive. There's no way around that. But you know, if you've been like I've been for as long as I've been that way, you know, it's like, well, if it works, I don't really care what it costs. If I know it's going to work, like, and you don't know that anything's going to work, but just from reading, I had a good feeling about it. And even the night of the first treatment, I was noticing something.
Oh, that's good.
So it's, you know, so yeah, it's helping. It's definitely helping. I hope it will continue. I don't know how many I'm going to have to do. I think about 6, and then you're done. And then you're done. You should be done. And then sometimes some people have to do it again down the road, but.
So it seems to be helping you though?
Yeah, it seems to be helping so far.
Oh, nice.
No,
yeah,
it definitely has, because you were sad drinking at work.
Yeah.
And you stopped.
Yeah. And it's not bothering me like to play and not drink, which is usually I don't want to be there. I don't want to be doing what I'm doing when I'm doing the piano bar stuff. I'm just like, here we go again. And I don't want to do it. So, you know, and a lot of those nights are long. I'm playing for 4 hours plus straight.
Right. Yeah.
And so it's like, you know, time just drags when you're completely sober the whole time. But right now I'm getting through that, and it's not bothering me too bad.
Awesome.
So, I mean, that's a good sign. So obviously something's happening.
It's fantastic.
So I think a lot of people should look into that. Just some advice.
And I've been going to therapy for 5 years, and my first therapist just let me run the show. I'm not saying this to take over the mic. I'm saying this because if there's people that are hurting and they want to fix things, but your personality maybe doesn't work, like I went to my first therapist and he just let me, like, I have friends. I can bitch to you, and you. Mm-hmm. But I don't need
You don't need
that.
to pay to do
I need
that.
someone
Unfiltered.
I don't.
to me.
I don't.
Yeah.
Bring it
Right,
on.
but some people need someone to talk to because they don't have it. But I have that. My shit is deeper than that. And then I came back to Texas and my shit was deeper. And I went to another therapist. I was like, well, you know, are you similar? Is your life similar to mine? Yes. Cool. Okay. Well, then again, because I have such a strong personality, I ran the show and it didn't help me. Now I have a therapist who goes, okay, Taxi, so are you done? Because
Can I talk?
right,
Talk now.
he doesn't lead me to answers. He leads me to me finding answers.
That's what they're supposed to
And my
do.
point is, we all have shit, and life ebbs and flows. But if you're feeling bad, I still feel like right now mental awareness is it's out there, but it ruined where I was ruining my life, and I was dragging my friends into it, to include these two amazing musicians right here, to the point where they had to let me go from our own side money-making project because I wasn't reliable, and I was not. Mm-hmm. But like, if you go to someone, if you find the right person and they help you rein in your thoughts. You can clear your mind and become who you need to be. And regardless of Danny's stuff, David's stuff, my stuff, like we made it a point before tonight to bring up mental awareness because a lot of people feel embarrassed about going there. And I can say that 10 years ago, I didn't think I needed to be there. But if you're questioning things, if you're not where you think you need to be in your life, you need to go there. But you have to find the right person.
Keep in mind, only about 99% of musicians have mental health problems. So not everybody can relate to you.
or
99%.
their significant others.
Right.
Well,
because they have to live with the musician.
Yeah,
they have to live with the musician.
Especially with the pandemic, I think everybody needs
that's
to
not
live
helped
with
anybody.
It made it worse for everyone, for children, for parents. Like none of us knew what to do. But like there's a lot of, especially in Austin, there's organizations that will help you if you don't have insurance. Sims
is the big one, yeah.
Don't ignore it. Don't be embarrassed. Go there.
Yeah.
Find someone, like even just reach out. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. I know that whether you're how you were raised or your ethnicity or whatever, there's especially with men, there's a thing that says we don't do that.
Which is bullshit.
I have lived a stupid rock star life for a long time, and nothing mattered in the world, anything but me. And my world came crashing down, and I took my life to where I thought it would be, and I needed help when it all fell apart. And if there's something that you can do to get you to where you need to be in your relationship, in your life, with your family, with your kids, with your friends, don't be ashamed to say that I need help, because your friends will be there for you. Even tonight, on the way here, Danny texted me, hey, don't talk about negative shit, because I've been there for a couple of years. And I was like, dude.
That was a thing for a while.
Because of my therapist, and I get it. I didn't get mad at you. No. I was like, I'm not going there. I'm not going to go there. David's going through shit. Danny's going through shit. Bobby's going through shit. We're all going through shit. And sometimes when it feels like it's too much, even if your family and your friends that you've been bitching to for so long can't get it, find the right therapist who can help you find your own thing. And I honestly, after the past 3 years of my life, again, Dave, dude, just be happy. That wasn't condescending. That wasn't misunderstanding.
That's not a tall order for me.
Yeah.
Well, I know. We all have stuff.
I'm an exorbitantly happy person.
But yeah. I think about that all the time, because I'm fine being broke and playing music and getting paid to hang out with my best friends. But that's a big burden on your wife and your kid if you have them, which relates to anything else. I don't care if you own Microsoft. Those guys work 100 hours a week. That's why their wives are getting paid millions of dollars, because they're not there. My point is, it doesn't matter what you do. You're a garbage man, you're a musician, you own Microsoft. Don't be afraid if you think that you need help, and find the right person, because now, I said earlier in the stupid little lyrics, like, you know, I've been investing in stoicism, you know, be in the moment. Well, I can't be in the moment if I'm in the pool and there's a fucking shark in the pool.
Or chicken shark.
Chicken shark.
Or the Chicken Man. That was a child song I wrote.
Chicken Man shark.
I sent Bobby a thing earlier, that a song I wrote for my daughter, and then you went to ACL this weekend, and Don was really big in the...
Yeah, and the kids.
Yeah. So I wrote the...
Overlord?
Yeah.
Chicken Man. That's one of the only one of the 3 things we read that I relate to because I wanted to write a children's album, but I wanted Don to be a part of it.
Yeah.
MC Overlord.
I had the same plan.
And then he died.
Mm-hmm. That sucked.
So I was thinking, hey man, let's write an album with Don. And then because that happened, in the same way that when our videotapes got stolen, I was like,
it took the wind out of the sails.
I have this thing in my brain where I'm like, well, that's done. Anyway, I'm sorry I'm dragging this out.
No, you're fine. You're good. You're fine.
No, my point is...
I don't know if you're just...
No.
I know I've been drinking tonight, but...
We've all been drinking.
Again,
we're drinking more.
And we will when this podcast is over. If you are doubting yourself, if you're in a situation, if you feel stuck, if you don't know where to go with your life, because that's where I'm at right now. I'm finally starting to figure out, because I was a touring musician, I was going to make it. I'm going to go somewhere. But like, I have these friends. I have the right therapist. Like, don't feel ashamed to go search for help, because if you can't handle it and your life fails, or if you kill yourself or whatever, it's not worth it. Like, Mental Health Month, like, it's okay to be fucked up. He's fucked up. He's fucked up. He's fucked up. I'm fucked up. Find somebody that
gets your brand of fucked up.
Get your brain off of fucked up. Not tells you what to do.
Get your
there
brand.
he is.
Guide you.
There he is.
Yeah.
I see him right there. He's right in front of me.
Well, Danny's been doing it way longer than me, but he helped me. Like,
yeah, he helps
no one's
me.
going to give you the answers. Find the right person who can guide you to the answers.
Makes you get the answers. Yeah, that's the thing.
I'm sorry I went so long on that, but
That's all right.
it's important.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's cool. Hey, I want to thank you guys for doing this tonight. This has been fun because I've been wanting to do this for a really long time and trying to get everybody scheduled together.
Well, and maybe we do it again once we get the
When we do
album.
it again.
And thank you for a Tuesday, because it's not your day.
When we do it again, I want to have a new tune to
Yeah,
play.
for sure. For sure.
No problem.
Yeah.
Let's get out there and get some gigs going.
Yep.
Something.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
I'll
I've been
talk to
trying to muscle that. You know, like, let's just do a gig. Just
do a fucking gig.
Who cares? Let's
Yeah.
do a gig.
There you go. I end the podcast the same way every single time, people. And here it is. People, please try to do the right thing, because Lord knows most of you don't. And with that, we are out of here. Take care of yourselves.
Goodbye, everybody.
Take
Goodbye.
care of each other. One more little clip from my sponsor, Iron Wolf Ranch and Distillery, and we're out. Peace out. Wave, everybody. Wave.
Looks